Got to say it right, Smitty. I don't want no problem.
What's up, Bradley? What's up? What's up?
Who's up?
I can't go nowhere.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sunshine State and the birthplace of NASCAR, Daytona Beach, Florida. Since 1959, a driver's career can be made or broken at the famous 2.5-mile tri-oval that has been served as a proving ground for some of the greatest names in all of racing. With 31 degrees of banking in the turns and speeds of over 200 miles an hour, drafting has become a necessity in order to stay with the pack and to master the Daytona International Speedway. Hi, and welcome all, ladies and gentlemen, to Season 2 of Area iRacing. Tonight, we have the Elite Entertainment Cup Series, powered by Butt Kicker, to bring us the biggest race of the year, the Area 500. I'm your lead announcer, Hunter Sleppy, and joining me tonight in the booth, executive producer Harold Darner, as always, but have a familiar face, familiar voice. It is Ken Kushwa. He'll be your lead voice for the Area CNC Logging Truck Series. That'll be run every Tuesday night. Guys, how's it going?
Going good, man. Glad to join you tonight in the booth. Happy to be here. Looking forward to my start tomorrow doing the truck series. But tonight's the big one, Hunter. Tonight's the big one, the most exciting one, and the one everybody wants a piece of.
Absolutely. Now, normally being with me for the Cup race all Monday long, it'll be Josh Medlock, but he cannot make it tonight. So Ken Kushwa is in to fill in his place, and you'll be hearing him, like I said, every Tuesday night for the CNC Logging Truck Series. And as always, executive producer Harold Darner. Harold, how's it going? It's only been a month since we last broadcasted an area race, but it feels like an eternity.
Well, yeah, we've been not doing anything for the middle of the week kind of thing, and now we're back at the home or the Super Bowl day for the racing series for Daytona. As you see there, the Aria 500 tonight, and these guys are ready to go. I think the most cars we had on a track at one time, and the most people watching at the same time. So everybody's excited to be here. So am I.
Absolutely. I am absolutely excited. We've got 42 cars so far. We're going to see if we can get one more to make it a full 43, but like I said, this is the first race of Season 2 of Area iRacing, the Elite Entertainment Cup Series, and there is a lot to talk about. First off, let's go ahead and start with the rookies. So there's a lot of rookies in the field that haven't raced in the Cup Series. So some drivers like Ryan Swan and Matthew Robinson, they all raced last year in the Truck Series, the ARCA Series, but they're not classified as a rookie in the Cup Series. It's only every new driver who didn't run in any of the area races last year that'll be classified as a rookie. They'll have rookie stripes on the back of their cars, and the Rookie of the Year at the end of the year will win $100, a $100 bonus courtesy of Rick's Hot Sauce. Guys, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I tell you what, Hunter, taking a look at this list, some of them, as you said, are familiar. There's a lot of them that I'm not familiar with, so I really look forward to watching these guys run. But there's a lot of R's on our list, isn't there?
Yeah, on the website areairacing.com, you can actually look at the driver field for all three series, and just took what we had from the Cup Series and grouped it together in teams, which we'll get to in a short moment. But there are a lot of rookies who have not run in the Cup Series, but a good bit of those guys have run in the previous series last season in the area. And another thing we'll be talking. Oh, go on.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say it's another thing that'll add a little interesting element is the fact that we're running the new cars as well. So the rookies, new cars, everything like that should bring a little more excitement to this race today.
Yep, that was actually the next topic I was going to touch on. So the Cup Series will be running the next-gen cars, of course. We've had about a month of testing with these cars, and as the setups for the proper racetrack has gone into play, the racing's become more and more exciting, but obviously that's just racing for fun, trying to get a feel for the race car. We're going to have, I think the most cars we'll probably see so far with 42 currently on a 2-mile track. Now, earlier before Daytona, we saw in some of the other series that iRacing had a lot of 2-wide racing, and that's sort of what we're seeing right now, but not really a whole lot of 3-wide racing, and that kind of transitioned into the Daytona 500 last month in February. A lot of 2-wide racing, couldn't really quite make it 3-wide. Are we going to see more of that tonight, or can we see these guys actually be able to make it 3-wide?
Well, I think the cars are going to lay out the way they typically did on the real cars. I think you'll see 2 wide, no problem. The only time you'll see 3 wide is if they're trying to go for the win towards the end. I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to try to push 3 wide early on. But you never know. Like you said, we've got a lot of R's next to some names, and they might try it.
Yeah, a couple of those guys that really, they're not really a rookie because they ran some races last year, but just some guys to watch out for, like Ryan Swan and Alan Balancino. Both of those guys, they won a race last year on the Super Speedway package, whether it was Daytona or Talladega. And another driver to watch out for is Chris Scienfiden in the 45. Those 3 drivers won a Super Speedway race throughout all of the area series last year. Those are kind of the 3 guys to watch out for. But I'm curious to see, Ken, as we're looking through our list here on our practice sheet, what's the name that sticks out to you the most?
Well, just thinking back to what went on last year, and it's kind of hard. But how do you? I mean, James Shanewolf is typically up front a lot. There were a couple times where you kind of said, you could go one way or another. I hate to say it, but Cameron Hearn is in there, and if his name's on there, at some point you got to think he's going to try to make a move. He'll be fast, but honestly, the guys that won the championships last year in all of the divisions, if they're running now, you got to kind of sway with them, Hunter, just because they've been there, done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like you mentioned, Cameron Hearn, he absolutely dominated the Lodge Box Series last year. He's currently got the most wins in the area. Now, I know we've only got 1 season under our belt, but he's got the most wins in double-digit figures. I mean, it's insane what he's able to do, and hopefully we can see him transition that into the Cup Series for this season. Now, as you mentioned, the Lodge Box Series, that'll be run on Thursday. So our complete schedule here, we're down to 3 leagues, making it short and sweet and simple for everyone. So tonight, Monday nights, we'll be running the Elite Entertainment Cup Series. And then tomorrow night, Tuesday night, with Ken Kushwa and Dylan, we'll have the CNC Logging Truck Series, all of which will be at Daytona, but that'll be every Tuesday night the Truck Series will be. And then we have a off day Wednesday, kind of regroup and revamp for Thursday night, and that will be the Lodge Box Series. So that is the Xfinity cars. So we have Cup cars Monday nights, I almost said truck cars. Trucks Tuesday nights, and then Thursday night will be the Xfinity cars. Now, as we mentioned, there's a lot of new faces, a lot of rookies. We got some new teams here that might sound familiar to some of our diehards watching, but some have made the jump to the Cup Series, and some have made the jump to the league in general. So, really quick, gonna highlight some. So, a couple that ran in the Truck Series last year. David Weissart Racing has a fleet of 4 trucks, including trucks. They had a fleet of trucks that they converted into Cup cars. So they've got David Weishart running there, along with Garrett Grant, Chris Scienfiden, and James Scioli. He is a rookie in the Cup Series, but he ran last year in the Xfinity car. And then another team that's making the jump from trucks to Cup, that is Jacob Bell Racing. Jacob Bell, owner of Jacob Bell Racing, going to be driving the number 77 once again. And as we mentioned, Ryan Swan, a rookie in the Cup car, but not a rookie in area. And he's got teammates along with Jordan Martin and Ryan Hart's. Good to see Ryan Hart's back.
And then we have he's got 4 running there too. Jacob boosted his stable this year, so.
Yeah, a lot of teams really boosted their stables with 4 car programs. So there's 3 teams that have made the jump from the ARCA series all the way up to the Cup Series, and that's Team Transcendent, formerly known as One Mind to the Design. They've got Gary Lewis, Forrest Smith, Drew Trader, and Eli Green, all 4 of which are rookies to the Cup Series. And then the next group is Elite Entertainment, and running in that fleet will be James Shanewolf, Adam Capps, both rookies in the Cup Series, Ed Robertson, and Cameron Hearn, as you mentioned previously, Ken Kushwa. All 4 of those guys will be running from Elite Entertainment. And then the next one, making the jump from ARCA to the Cup Series, it's Fazika's Motorsports with Dom DeLeo, Matthew Robinson, Mark Patterson, and Alan Balancino. Again, another good group. All these teams have really good talent all the way around. And then we got 2 completely new teams. So Infinite Gaming, they weren't really considered as a team, but now officially for Season 2, they are a team with Garrett Heath And then got a couple of rookies, or actually 3 rookies that are new to the series. Jay Perkins, Dan Miglin, and Nick Johnston. So 3 new drivers, with Garrett Heath being the head honcho over there.
There you go.
And then Solar Flare Racing, a completely new team with completely new drivers to the series. They are Dwayne Culberson, Tyler Sifford, and then the Nichols brothers, Jake Nichols and Tyler Nichols. And really the only true Cup team that's stuck around for area this year is Elwood Designs Esports, formerly known as VRA. They have Delonte Ballard, Will Davis, Rainey Beckel, and Boyd Hagen. Those are the teams as practice is wrapping up, and now we'll get into qualifying. So we've got 8 teams slated to race tonight. And we got weather provided to us by Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. It's the Area 500. Partly cloudy skies here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Track temp 100 degrees. That is scorching hot. Yeah. And then the air temp at 71, humidity at 37%, with winds from the northeast at 4 miles an hour, and it is ever so changing.
Well, thank goodness it's only 37% humidity, or can you imagine what that would have been like? So, by the way, real quick, Hunter, there's guys out there. Not Cameron Hearn was very smart and said that the winner will be a Toyota, a Chevy, or maybe a Ford. So we really appreciate his brilliance there. And Rowdy Burns is checking in, and also AJ Racing. So all of these guys are brilliant. Rowdy says veteran or rookie wins tonight. That's beautiful. And then the guy who wins tonight, this is AJ, is the one that crosses the line first. So thank you so much to our Twitch guys. We really appreciate the brilliance that you bring to each event.
He that finished first gets the checkered flag.
That's what they say. That's what they say. So.
That's right.
So the car we're focusing on right now, he's actually a full-time driver in the CNC Logging Truck Series. That is Brad Slaughter. Now he's kind of dipping into the Cup Series here. He's one of the drivers that are currently not on the team, but could be affiliated with any other of the teams out there. And he's actually got the most wins amongst the super speedway category.
I was about to say, you don't want to count him out. That you
No,
definitely don't want to count Brad out. Yeah.
No, but he's won in the Truck Series at Daytona, and he's won in the Cup Series at Talladega. So that is something that we're going to keep an eye on as he goes to the top of the chart. So on the top left of your screen there, you'll see the names flash throughout the top 10 or so. And then at the top right, just below the one to go logo, you'll see the fastest driver go to the top of the chart. So currently right now it's Brad Slaughter, but we got Eli Green, and we got, my ticker froze. Got Brian Wasserman actually just moved up to the second spot. That's another one of these cars that does not have a team. It's actually Rhett Nichols. That's something to keep an eye on. Rhett Nichols currently listed in the 17. Actually, there's 3 Nichols in the field.
Yes.
Well, that's 15 cents.
So Nichols, the first is Rhett Nichols, Jay Nichols, and TK Nichols.
Jake Nichols and Tyler Nichols are brothers. I'm not sure about Rhett Nichols, but
he's spare change.
Yeah, nonetheless, they still all have some good speed there. So right now we're looking at the number 89 car there. Tyler Sifford. It's a teammate to the Nickel brothers for Solar Flare Racing, a complete new team with some pretty neat looking paint schemes.
I agree. This year, there have been some phenomenal paint schemes that we've already seen. These guys worked really hard in the off season, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow night, the truck series. I mean, there are some amazing paint schemes. I've already looked at them earlier, and so I'm really excited about tomorrow night. So this will be a good night. Think about that, Hunter. I get the call tonight, which you've allowed me to come in. Thank you so much. I get to call the truck race tomorrow, and then I drop down on Friday and call another race altogether. I've got a busy week this week, man.
And you got to preach twice.
And I got to preach 3 times.
3 times. So my bad. I mean, not take that away from you.
No, that's okay. You can take it away if you'd like. You're welcome. By the way, I'd like to point out the lake actually looks like a lake today. Thank you for that, whoever did that. Because it usually looks like a gray, big, long rectangle of gray. And it looks like a lake today. I even had a reflection in it I saw earlier. So shout out to the graphics. So this is
It's your Jay
Who do we got?
Perkins.
Jay Perkins. Well, I couldn't read it, Harold. Jay Perkins.
Jay
Hunter knows
Perkins improves on his lap to go up to 16th there in the number 49. Jay Perkins, another one of the rookies here, new to area in general, part of the Infinite Gaming team.
Dom DeLeo is gifting a lot of things on Twitch today. So if you're
always
yeah.
appreciate Dom DeLeo.
Absolutely.
Trying to increase our viewership.
Bounce it up. Yep.
Dom DeLeo is the driver of the number 22 car. And I don't believe he's put out a lap time yet.
He's on track. So there we go.
Oh, he's on track right now. So we've got about, say, 4.5 minutes left in our qualifying session. We're seeing lap times in the low 50s. Don't know if we can see any in the 49 second, but the track record here for the qualifying time in our only season was set by Cameron Hearn at a 47.835.
Wow.
Speed of 188 miles an hour. So there's a clear difference in the speed of the next gen cars and in the single car run. But in practice, we were seeing speeds as low as 44 seconds.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a completely different car when it's in the pack, considering there's like 7-8 cars possibly in those packs for practice. But single car speed, there's a drastic difference of over 3 seconds, it seems like.
Well, I know the one thing I did notice, and I like it, the drivers seem to have been complaining about a little bit, is how low to the ground these things look. I mean, it just gives them a stance that they've never had before. And Harold and I were talking, when you set these things next to an Xfinity car, I mean, the back end difference is night and day. So you can imagine the stability that you're getting when they're sitting where they are so low versus, there's that big swope in the back of those Xfinity cars, just letting air go wherever it wants to.
Yeah, whenever they were designing the next gen car for NASCAR, they really wanted it to look like what was on the street circuit, or like what they sell to the public. So the Mustang, the Toyota Camry, and the not the Monte Carlo, the Camaro,
the ZL1E.
ZL1, yeah.
Not
ZL1.
the E. The E is electronic, man. it would make no noise. It'd just be you.
That's awesome. I can live with that.
Remember? I don't know, Hunter. You said it was I believe F1E. They had to pump in sound because it was bothering the audience because there was no sound that they made other than swish as the wind went by.
It didn't bother me. I watched electronic F1. I actually like it. The mindset that you have to have when you're driving, you've got to pay attention to a whole lot more, including your battery life. And I'm not gonna lie, I've enjoyed electronic F1. It's actually a pretty good series, but I don't need the sound. I can make my own sounds in my head. So There's the boss. The boss is on the track.
Well, Jacob Bell completed his second lap there. He'll be slotted 20th, but the driver we were previously on, Dominic DeLeo, set his fastest lap on lap number 2, which is what we're seeing with a lot of the drivers. And we've only got 2 minutes left, but Dominic DeLeo qualified second, 13 1/1000ths off of Brad Slaughter's time. Brad was the first car to go out, and no one's been able to touch his time. The closest one we've seen was Dominic DeLeo, and then before then it was Rafe Slate, excuse me.
Yep.
We have some high I rating people to include Boyd Hogan on track.
Yeah.
And then Boyd Hogan with his first lap. And this is a pattern that we'll see for the Super Speedway racing, not only for the rest of the week here at Daytona, but also whenever we go to Talladega. So the drivers will run the top groove of the racetrack for their first lap around. And then as they come off turn 4, they'll transition down to the bottom of the racetrack before or after they cross the start-finish line. It'll be swift for some, and for others, it'll be a gradual change. But we're starting to see that now with the number 96.
By the way, Darnell Racing checked in. Look forward to calling you guys tomorrow night. They seem excited about first time in Aria. Steve Daniels, is in. Our boys at Transcendent Motorsports, let's go. And Harold, by the way, he said he got the 3060.
The 3080, man.
3080. I'm 80 years old. I can't see
he's
it.
He's got a, basically what he's telling me, he got a beast of a graphics card to help him see better on the racetrack. So good job. Hopefully Mr. Drew Trader can use all of that and put himself into victory lane. You get to see a lot of cool stuff when you got all that graphics turned all the way up.
Hogan finished in 6th there as a qualifier, qualified in 6th there. The times are pretty close in that top 10 there, from about 3rd to 9th. I mean, that's not far off, but man, that one that Slaughter laid down.
Yeah, there are a lot of close times here on the speed chart that we're seeing, and still have a handful of guys who have yet to go out, but timers hitting all 0, so they're all just gonna
land where they land, buddy.
Yep,
land where they land.
We'll get our starting lineup here for you shortly for the Area 500, and here we go. On the left side of your screen, you'll be looking at your lineup here, and starting on the front row and on the pole, it is Brad Slaughter, and alongside him, Dominic DeLeo in the number 22. Just going to start second.
Row number 2, you got Mr. Slate and the 12, and on the outside, Robinson in the 34.
And row number 3, we're going to have Justin Wilson starting 5th on the inside, and to his outside, Boyd Hogan going to start 6th.
Row number 4, you got Adam Capps on the inside in the 55, and Shane Williamson in the 53 on the outside.
Row 5, we're going to find Jake Nichols starting 9th on the inside, and to his outside will be the number 2 of Michael Larch.
All right, in row number 6, you got Miglin there in the 4 car, and then Will Davis in the 00s on the outside.
Row 7, Ken's guy to look out for, Cameron Hearn in the number 67, and starting alongside him is going to be Randy Beckel in the 14th spot. Got a row ahead of myself there.
That's okay. I'll pick him up. Travis Beckner there in row 8 in the 40. And then we have Paul Irvin in the 48 on the outside.
And then starting in row number 9, we'll find the number 81 of Dwayne Culberson. And alongside him, it's going to be the number 28 of Nicholas Johnston.
All right. And then row number 10, you have Mr. Ryan Hartz on the inside, Eli Green on the outside in the 02.
And we move into row number 11 with our very own Jacob Bell going to start 21st, and starting alongside him, the Muffin Man, Ed Robertson, going to start 22nd.
I saw that nickname. All right, row 12, Wasserman in the 50, and Jeremy Horn in the 01.
And then starting in row 13, it's going to be the number 49 of Jay Perkins, and alongside him going to be the number 11 of Jordan Martin.
Row 14 gives you Rhett Nichols and Mark Patterson in the 51 on the outside.
And then row 15, we'll find the 21 of Delonte Ballard, and alongside him is the 23 of Garrett Heath.
All right, row 14, you got Tyler Nichols or TK Nichols, and then in the 89, Tyler Sifford.
And then starting in row number 17, it's going to be the 7 of James Scioli, and alongside him, Alan Balancino starting 34th.
All right, and then you have Dave Weishart there in the 33, and Garrett Grant on the outside in row 18.
And row number 19 is going to be Forrest Smith to the inside, and alongside him is James Shanewolf to the outside.
All right, row 20 is Chris Seidenfaden in the 45, and then Gary Lewis with that crazy face, number 69 on the outside. Love it.
Oh, he is back. Love to see it. Love to see it. We're going to wrap up the last 2 rows here with Drew Trader and Brian Dixon in row 21, and in row 22 going to be Matt Alverson and Ryan Swan. Guys, first race of the season, who you got winning?
You know what? I just saw Brad's grandfather chimed in, and he's good luck when he's on here. I'm going to switch. I'm going to go with Brad Slaughter. I'm just going to say this dude can run on a big track. I'm taking Brad Slaughter for the win.
Harold, who you got?
You know, man, this is a tough pick for tonight. I think Cameron's going to take it from all the way back there. He's hard to beat, and he's always there. I mean, at the end, he'll be there at the end. That's for sure.
I'm going to go with Michael Larch here. The pace car rolls into pit road, and here we go. Season number 2 of Area iRacing is underway. The Area 500 is green at Daytona.
Hunter, I feel like you might have picked him to save a friend from crashing.
Wow.
All right.
No, I just wanted to pick someone at random.
There you
Random.
go. Random's good. There you see Brad got a good jump, bringing Rafe Slate with him coming out of turn 2, and the rest of the gang is 2x2 like we talked about. Now, is below the yellow line a penalty, Hunter?
No, it's actually legal.
Okay.
But you'll see some guys do that on the backstretch in order to get to the back of the pack. They don't want to be up here where it's all chaotic. We have 100 laps here in the area of 500, so we're going to see some guys shuffle to the back, get a better feel for their car in dirty air, and then who knows, maybe to the end of the race we'll see them go up to the front. But it's going to be neck and neck here for the lead. It's going to go to Brad Slaughterly in the first lap here. We're going to ride in car with him.
Love the gyro cam. It and then get a good look. There you go. Whee! You know, you almost feel like you have to put your hands up on this one, like you're riding a roller coaster. But it's a great view, and Brad's got the inside track there. And again, you were right. A lot of people want to get out of the way. They don't want to get caught in the chaos that begins at the beginning, and I don't blame them. I would try to run in deep too.
We're right on board with one of our drivers in the back that has an in-studio setup. That is David Weissart. He started pretty far back, but he's currently 35th, still very early on.
Oh, he's someone that'll come to the front if he has to. There's no doubt. So Dave's always a good driver and one to keep an eye on.
You see just the difference in the speed there. And by the way, the fastest lap time will appear on the top right of the screen. But you see on the bottom left there just how fast these cars are in the draft. I mean, he's flirting with 195, even 200 miles an hour, and he's all the way at the back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, now we got some drivers fading to the back as well, and that's going to be Brad Slaughter.
Yeah, I think it's the move that you were talking about. Get out of the chaos. You led a lap. You got that point. And drop back and kind of enjoy the ride for a little while, because 100 laps here is a long run. So.
Absolutely, and we're starting to see the top prevail from the drivers fading to the back, being on the bottom. So Rafe Slate going to take over for the lead. It's got Dominic DeLeo behind him, Matthew Robinson, got Michael Larch there, and in the 5th spot, it's going to be Beckel.
Rafe Slate, Eatonton, Georgia, Southern boy there, running up front. And Dom DeLeo just popped off a fast lap. I think the draft calls that, as you said, that when they're front to back, you can get some pretty serious speed there.
Yeah, we're starting to see more drivers migrate to the top of the racetrack here. Haven't seen much try to attempt 3 wide other than pulling off on the apron, and in that case, you can consider it 3 wide. But like I said, very early on in this race, we'll see some guys shuffle to the back, maybe more. But for the most part, this is as hectic as it'll be for the moment. So we see Mark Patterson going to the top of the chart with his fastest lap of the race.
Wow, Steve Daniels said not the only time DeLeo comes in second. That's harsh. You got Infinite Racing shout out there and pulling for 03 Dixon. So those of you that are in the chat, I am watching that. Hunter usually takes good eye on the track, and I will take a good eye on both. But I will keep an eye on your comments in the chat. And Hunter, we got a great group of people watching, up to 53 viewers. Thank you so much. Hey, share it, get more people listening to us talk.
Random stuff too.
Well, yeah, we'll take random stuff. I don't want to throw anybody off too much. Look at that group. Look how far back that group dropped quickly. Trying to stay out of it and just kind of ride along.
They're 3.5 seconds back from the lead pack.
Yeah, but I have a feeling
that group is being led by the 02 of Eli Green back there, and car we're currently focused on. James Shanewolf is also in the back. James Shanewolf was the champion for the Swift Lifestyle Pro Series, the ARCA Series.
Yep.
You're making the jump all the way to Cup.
Had a good truck series season. Didn't win the championship, but had a good truck season as well.
Talking about how these cars handle. What they did, you noticed, Ken, when we broadcasted a Daytona race with these cars, is they don't dance like the other cars do. They don't get a lot of left and right movement. They don't get moved around by the draft as much as the trucks and the Xfinity cars do. And so they kind of feel like they're on a rail. At least that's what I feel when I'm in these.
Well, so I'm glad you mentioned that, and Hunter, just give me a moment here real quick. Anytime you're seeing them duck out, they're just trying to catch clean air. Most times, you're right, they can ride like this without moving around. If you remember that last year, I mean, they would dance. You were that tight, you would dance all over. Most times now, when you see them ducking in and out, they're grabbing good air, is what they're doing, and it it pays off in the end. But certainly, good point there, Harold.
I'm just surprised that they're not going 2 and 3 wide already, to be honest.
Well, like I said, it is early on in the race. Don't want to risk wrecking your car this early.
No.
I mean, you're not going to win the race on lap 8. Might as well just ride it out, see how the car feels, work on any adjustments that you need to make under pit stops. Now, last year's race, the Area 500, we went caution-free, so this does have the possibility of going caution-free as well. Will it happen, though? Only time will tell. We're currently on lap number 8, got over 90 laps to go.
Yeah, it was interesting. The first real track that we saw the big one at for the Cup Series was Pocono.
Actually, that was the Truck Series.
Truck Series
the
was the
Truck
first one.
Series, yeah. We had, I think there were 5 cars that were flying in the air in the tunnel.
Yes, yeah.
But I mean, we for the most part, our inaugural season showed
Great
very
season.
few cautions and really no big one at the tracks that are notorious for them.
No, you're right. And we typically got, I mean, I don't know, there's still one truck still up in space that we lost on a non-super speedway. So yeah, I mean, the trucks will bring you that action that you're longing for some chaos. Those boys know how to rack it up, but I love watching them. We did have a great season last year where we didn't have a lot of cautions. I can remember calling a lot of green flag pit stops, and that changed the complexion of the race almost every time.
We actually got a charge up the inside there for a brief moment from the number 17 of Rhett Nichols. Currently leading the way. He's got, looks like that is the 00 of Will Davis behind him.
Yeah, he's pushing pretty good. That bottom line, as you said, gaining a little momentum coming down on the inside. Oh, he's going to slide out.
I bailed.
Yeah.
Slide right in.
Wow.
Bailed on him. See, now that's something that we don't talk about much. These are loose teams with the 4 drivers in each team. Some are affiliated, but at this point in my mind as a driver, I'm trying to see who's going to stick with me, and moves like that of like abandoning me where I get to go backwards. I kind of chalked that up going, okay, that's the guy I'm not going to be working with later on.
Yeah, I'm putting it in a mental post-it note.
Yeah, you put it on a post-it note. You can put it in the membrane. Okay. I'll remember you later on. You did me dirty early, I'll do you dirty late.
Exactly.
But you got to find out whose car you work tandemly well with. This is kind of the time to get that in, to see who can push and who's got. You hear it a lot in the NASCAR top division of who's a good pusher. You hear that a lot. Junior used to talk about that. And I hooked up with so and so because they're a really good pusher.
Exactly, and the thing is with Rhett Nichols, he's one of the drivers in the field that does not have a team that he's working with. He's kind of on his own here, so maybe that's a little something early, because the 00 Will Davis is a part of Elwood Design Esports, and he did help him on the bottom, but the 17, he's going for himself. He's got no friends out here, swimming with a bunch of sharks.
Well, yeah, and that's an excellent
3
point.
wide going
here we go.
here. Oh, they decided against
it's
it.
It's going to settle back in. We got some shuffling going on there in the back towards the apron, but it seems like they got it all worked out.
Now, I'm wondering if Rafe Slate's crew chief or himself or his fuel manager or whatever he's using is calculating the fact that he's up front. Up front, he's pushing the biggest amount of air, which is causing him to use the most fuel. A guy back where Rhett Nichols is can actually play with the throttle and conserve a lot of gas going through these corners.
Yeah, one thing that we really didn't touch on, and this is the fact that the next-gen cars, they are asymmetrical. So it's really hard to push in these cars because they've got curved bumpers in the front and the back. So, we'll focus towards the back as we work. Wait for the front to work itself out. But we're really seeing some spread out pack racing here. Like we mentioned, the next gen cars are asymmetrical, so it's going to be tough to lock on with 2-car tandems.
Yeah, I think the long line is going to do the best, dragging people back together. But these guys line up, they'll catch that front pack without even blinking. Well, wait a minute, they are blinking. But if they weren't blinking, Hunter, they'd catch them right away.
They would catch him right away. We apologize for this. It seems like a glitch on iRacing's part because obviously not all of these guys are blinking in and out. So we'll hope for the.
As I said on Friday night, we're still trying to figure out what iRacing did to the replays since season 2's update, because that's definitely what's happening here. So I'm trying to work on some things to make it go away, but it not seeming like it's wanting to do so.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it's broke, then we gotta fix it.
That's exactly right. And they try that too much. But that's with any system, any game, anything like that. They're gonna mess with it. Our timing's running good. So Rafe Slate's still out in the lead. Dominic DeLeo in second. Matthew Robinson, Michael Larch. Those guys are still running the way they were running.
So we'll stay focused to the back here. You got the number 89 car there of Tyler Sifford. He's one of the new rookies in the Field 2 area and to the Cup Series with a completely new team, Solar Flare Racing. Currently running in the 28th spot, but nonetheless, all those drivers have really intriguing paint schemes to look at. And I believe just a few cars behind, we see the 88 of Brad Slaughter. So Slaughter was the pole sitter. He led a couple. I think he only led one lap, but he didn't want to be in the front, so he migrated to the back, where he currently finds himself running in the 30th position.
Yeah, and he'll run there for a while, probably, knowing Brad, and then when it's time to move, he'll move. But no, you're right. That's a good looking car right there with Solar Flare Racing, and the paint scheme on that one is pretty fancy. I will shout out to some of those other guys, Transcendent Motorsports. If you haven't seen some of the paint schemes they're going to be doing, there's one right in front. There's just some good-looking cars out there for those guys too. So I'm kind of excited.
Eli Green in the 02.
Yep. The trucks
also
they've got 6 trucks, I think, Hunter, tomorrow. So, and they're all new paint schemes. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Eli Green, also one of the drivers making the jump from the ARCA series that is no more to the Cup series. So we're not really a rookie in area, but a rookie into the Cup series. So he's got a pair of rookies for the Cup series on Team Transcendent with Gary Lewis, Forrest Smith, and Drew Trader. But yeah, name to keep an eye on as the rest of the season goes on.
Absolutely.
So we'll see if we can get back to the front to see if there's any swapping of positions. It seems like the top 5 has really stayed the same. We do have some shuffling going on towards the back part of the top 10.
Yeah,
we continue to ride on the number 89.
I think he's probably trying to work on it so that we're getting back to where we were. Way it now. I'll bring up way in the back, and these guys aren't far off. We say way in the back, but it's only 7 seconds, and at Daytona that's not much. But pretty much 35 down to 44. Dave Weissart's down there. Garrett Grant. Listen, if the 5 car is still alive, he's going to be something to look at. Matt Alverson, Gary Lewis is back there. Drew Trader's back there. Ryan Swan, Wasserman, Forrest Smith, Adam Capson, and Brian Dixon. All of those guys are probably riding and waiting. I know that Garrett Grant does that. He tells us in interviews and everything else. That's the way he runs. So.
Currently, we're focused on the number 11 of Jordan Martin. Jordan Martin is a part of Jacob Bell Racing, not a rookie to the Cup Series, so he's back for his second serving of the Elite Entertainment Cup Series now. And really, the only rookie on that team is Ryan Swan, and you mentioned he's running in the back, which is probably a good place to be. Wouldn't want to be up front risking damage, but you see Jacob Bell there in the back. The back part of that pack, he is currently running inside the 16th spot. So he's running 16th at the moment.
Yep. Well, and Ryan Swan, again, I mentioned him. He and Jacob ran trucks, so very familiar with the track, familiar with, how the super speedway works. So he knows where to be and where not to be in the end. But leader is got Dom DeLeo still on his bumper, and then Robinson pushing behind. But the top 5 haven't changed. And then you got Williamson, Davis, and the Muffin Man. That's a new one for me. Robertson, and then Martin and Miglin rounding out the top 10. So Harold, kick the machine one time. Slap it really hard. That should work.
It's like kicking it should fix it.
It's not doing anything, because what makes no sense is I've dropped everything down to nothing, and it's not affecting it at all.
What if you took the tower away for the moment? You know what I mean? Yep. There you go.
Wow. So we'll go back to the traditional 1979 Daytona 500 broadcast.
Absolutely.
Wow, just as simple as that. Wow.
I kind of figured it was still that.
Yeah.
I don't know what they've done to that, but that caused a problem before. So
Yeah, but now we got no overlays at all.
well, this is where Hunter earns his $1 million a year.
I wish I was earning $1 million a year. That'd be great. So currently we're on lap 21. We're a fifth of the way done the area 500. Rafe Slade is still leading. I'd say about the top 5 are still running the same, but we've got that pack on the inside line that's really trying to make a charge toward the front here.
Yeah, and this pack is easy. You've got 00. Will Davis pushing hard on Shane Williamson there, but he eases up. As you said, Hunter, these guys the bumpers don't match. So they can only push for a little while, get up there, pop them, and then move on. If they stay with them, as we saw with the big boys, it'll send them spinning, and that's the last thing you want to do. And I think they say stay away from the right side of it. Like, you don't want to be pushing on the right back side, I believe it is.
You don't want to be pushing anywhere near the quarter panels, because a bad bump could turn that car sideways to the left or to the right, and you could have a big accident on your hands.
So Jay Hudd, Harold shouted out and said he's glad his computer isn't the only one hating this session. Now it's not you. It's
the
change
the new
made.
season, yeah, and it's not happy. And
Yep.
I'm not liking this, because you can't get much better than the machine that I have. So
What if you went, hey Harold, drop it back to the 8-bit video game tower? There you go.
yeah, let me see if I can find that one. I'm gonna use that one instead.
Yeah, try it out. Hunter's a professional. I'm not. I'm just cushy. Not a whole lot of change here. Again, the lower side still seems to just be leveled out where they are. They're not going to push forward. And again, no need to push forward, as you said, Hunter. You're on lap 20. You're barely on lap 21, 22. I don't know. Am I behind?
I believe we're coming up to the completion
Of 21,
lap
right?
21.
Yeah. So
Once again, folks, we do apologize for this technical difficulty here. Seems like iRacing updated something and it broke something in the replay system, so we're trying to work through that as best as we can. Not really much we can do. It looks like we had some drivers that made pit stops.
Yeah,
they're coming out of pit
pits.
road. Gotta watch out though, not merge into the middle lane now as they make the front pack go 3 wide.
I think it probably would have been good for them to stay a little bit farther down on the lower side, but Harold, what was that? Did you have a bad piece of food or something?
No, pulled up the wrong one. So that was last year's. So
So we've had some drivers make some pit stops here early on. The fuel run think it's pretty interesting. The fuel run, they can go 38 to 43 laps, and I don't even think we've crossed lap 30 yet. So really interesting to see some of these guys pit early, and I don't think tires would be that much of a factor.
No, I can't imagine that would be. Yeah, they could run on those probably at least the whole race. They're not pushing these tires like they did before. Plus, they're the bigger tires. So I am still stuck. Hunter, I'm leaving it up to you, my friend, because I'm still stuck on the wrong lap. So
I am also stuck on the same lap as you are. So
okay,
we're trying to do the best that we can here. But Rafe Slade is still leading. Can confirm that.
we can
Some drivers
confirm
have
that.
made pit stops. We don't know which drivers have made the pit stops yet. Currently, we got a lap car rolling to the inside. That's going to be the number 5 car of Garrett Grant, part of David Weissart Racing. So he's along the bottom.
I'm not so
They're
sure he
kinda-
didn't just pit too.
Yeah, he definitely pitted. We've definitely seen some drivers come down pit road, probably top off on fuel and try and stay on the lead lap. Because, I mean, Daytona, it is one of those tracks where you can make a pit stop on and stay on the lead lap. Just depends on what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the good news is I've moved up to lap 27, and Rafe Slate is still leading.
All right. Hopefully we're going to try something here, and hopefully that'll help out.
Try it. Jay Wilson wants an area hoodie. I'm going back to area. I like area. Area hoodie with Slaughter on the back. Yeah. I don't. You really want Brad on the back? Of course you do.
Well, we do have merch on our website at areairacing.com. You can find hoodies, T-shirts, even a sticker. I got a sticker on the back of my computer, and I like it. It's really nice. It stands out, and it really does the job. So it's really good quality material. You can go ahead and order that on areairacing.com and scroll to the bottom of your homepage where you'll find the not gift shop, but you'll find the merchandise. That's what it is.
Yeah, I didn't get a sticker yet, so thanks for pointing that out, Hunter. I'm going to have to go and take care of that business. Real quick, there are a few that are lap down. Garrett Grant, Scioli, Seidenfaden, and Weishart are all a lap down currently.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot of these guys have come down pit road. Actually, I don't believe they did.
No, it's they're showing on lap 28 versus lap 29. So
yeah,
don't
very
know.
very interesting. So those guys did not come down pit road. Seems like because it would have shown on our scoring pylon that they came down pit road, but they did not.
Nope.
So they've really fallen off from the pack that they were in. Now I know that some guys dropped to the back, and stayed out of trouble, but some must have fallen way behind.
Well, there's the other bunch coming off that corner back there. So they've spread out. So this big bunch up front is still the main group with Slate, DeLeo, Robinson, Larch, Bechtel, and Robertson all together. And then you have the other group on the inside that's basically been running there the whole time. Delonte Ballard's down there and Martin. But then there's a group that's quite a ways back from what I'm seeing here, at least second and a half back to 2 seconds. And then there's another group that's way back, 6 seconds back, and then 9 seconds back. So you've got, there's small packs pretty much running this track. I'm a little concerned with these new cars that running in a smaller pack may not be the best option now. Because it used to be you could do that and shoot back to the front.
So we're currently on lap number 31. So we'll be coming to complete that this time by. And now we're starting to see some drivers shuffle down. We might have a caution on the racetrack. Caution is out. So we've got our first caution of the race. Don't know exactly for what, but the yellow is out. And we'll try and see. Looks like we might be involved Gary Lewis and Jay Perkins. We're just spitballing here. We really don't have much. So it looks like we got the number 49 there in the pit row. We'll try and take a look at a replay here. or want to go replay that. It's the 49 of Jay Perkins. We'll see what exactly it is that brought out the caution. So currently running right around turn 2. We'll see if it seems like it's towards the end of this pack that they're in. Might be some checking up here.
Well, those guys are coming on in a hurry, that's for sure.
Oh, it happens right there. Whoa. Oh, man. Hard hit. Oh, we actually got quite a few guys in the car upside down.
Is in there, yeah. The 49 there.
Yeah, so car got to the outside of the number 49, Jay Perkins, and then just lost it. Checked up to avoid hitting the back of him because it was going to be a bad bump. Swerved to miss him, and they ended up getting his car loose, and around they went.
Wow. Yeah, there's Garrett Grant with no hood now. And who else is in front of him with no hood?
Garrett Grant. There was one car that went upside down. It wasn't either one, but we'll have to figure that one out. We see drivers coming down pit road making their pit stops. I believe. Car number is that?
31 looks like Shane Wolf.
Shane Wolf. So it looks like James Shane Wolf was the one that went upside down. Caution out on lap number 32. A multi-car incident that collected guys in turn number 3. And it looks like we got our ticker back.
Ooh, even our one to go slide in. Yeah. Things are tough for you all over, Harold.
I think I might know what the problem is.
Detective Harold is on the case.
It just started when I started the NDI. So maybe that's our problem. We can fix that, though.
What's an NDI, Harold? You're speaking foreign language.
I know,
here.
I'm speaking Greek to you, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, ticker's back for the moment, but our executive producer Harold Darner is still working on how to resolve the issue as our screen goes black.
It'll be up in a second, though. Give me a second.
Yep, give him a second.
It will be up. Yep.
That doesn't mean we'll stop talking, though, does it?
No. We really appreciate Harold and all the hard work that he's doing, although doing a little more work than what is needed to be done. But
yeah,
hopefully we'll be able to keep this ticker up. See if the issue goes away.
So there was a question about Jay Early 34. It looks like someone has timed him out. So those of you that are on the chat and wondering, that's what happened to him.
Well,
so
I think we found what the issue was, and hopefully it'll fix it, and we'll be all right from here on out.
Yep, although the ticker says that we're green, we are not. Obviously, the pace car is at the screen, so we have a...
that better?
Oh, there we go.
That's perfect.
Perfect. 34 laps in. Seems like we're running smooth once again. Thanks to Harold Darner. We really appreciate you, man. I mean, although it's the first race of the year, I'm pretty sure you most likely do not want to be doing what you're doing right now. But we do appreciate it, and the viewers appreciate it. We finally got a ticker back. So after those pit stops cycled through, looks like Dominic DeLeo won the race off of pit road, so he's going to be starting first. And then to his outside is Rainey Beckel. Going to start second. Matthew Robinson and Rafe Slate in the row behind. Michael Arch, Ed Robertson, Boyd Hogan, Ryan Hartz, Jacob Bell, and Delonte Ballard are your top 10 as field is doubled up. And we look to go green once again here at Daytona.
And we do have one that has logged off. That's Jordan Martin. He was driving the number 11 car.
So Jordan Martin has retired from the race. The pace car is back down pit road, and we're green flag racing at Daytona once again.
Interesting how quickly he gets out there. DeLeo got out there. I mean, he just shot right out. And coming out of turn 2.
Oh, car into the wall.
Spinning wall.
I
Yep.
think that's the 00. It's a bright red car in the wall. This is our first real 3-wide action that we'll see as they start to fade down in the pack. But up front, it's still Dominic DeLeo leading with Matthew Robinson pushing, Rafe Slate right behind. And then towards the 4th position, we start to see some side-by-side action. Michael Larch is holding on to that spot.
There it goes. There goes the
there we
big
go.
one.
Coming off turn 4, we got a few cars spinning to the inside wall. Cars scattered all over. And then at the beginning of the trial, the caution comes out for the second time.
He was up on the wall.
Scioli.
Yeah, he was on the wall and couldn't hold it. And then down he came. So you called it early.
We'll have to take a look and see exactly what caused that caution to happen. But we did see a bright red car. I believe it was the 00. Could be wrong. Of Will Davis got in the wall there coming out of turn 2. So no, that is not James Shanewolf, but actually it was the 64 of Ed Robertson, it looked like. My apologies.
Really?
There are a lot of drivers going down the pit lane right at the moment as well.
I would imagine there are.
Plenty.
Yeah, it was actually the 64 of Ed Robertson because he got up and on the outside right there and smacked it. Did a good job of keeping it out of the wall and out of harm's way for the moment, but turn 4 seems to be the trouble spot for where this accident occurred.
Well, there he went back up into the wall there just as he was entering into the turn. And he just can't, it just keeps drawing him up. He's trying to stay off of it.
Yeah, some help right there.
Oh, the 4. Yeah, he sure did. 4 spinning away, the other car heading into. Ed didn't get a whole lot of damage there, but the car that came back up into that.
That was the 4 of Dan Miglin that was a part of the contact with 64 of Ed Robertson and caused a number of drivers to be collected, spinning and swerving to avoid the cars. That caused the caution coming out of turn number 4. So caution number 2 of the race here, lap 37 of 100 for the Area 500, which is brought to you by Elite Entertainment. We would like to thank Elite Entertainment for their support of the new Elite Entertainment Cup Series and from all of us here at Area. Be sure to check out Elite Entertainment on Facebook and book them to DJ your next event. That is Elite Entertainment. Once again, we'd like to thank them for sponsoring the Cup Series and keep an eye out for their drivers as they look to claim the victory in the first Cup race this season.
Awesome having new sponsors this year, isn't it? Like it just just goes
it's
with it.
Awesome to have any sponsors, but new sponsors they get their toes dipped in the water and start to feel what it's like to be a sponsor, especially a title sponsor.
Absolutely right. So C. Sampson Jr. Looking for a Brad Slaughter update. Brad Slaughter is currently running 18th right now. He came down the pits 5 laps ago, so he caught the other caution.
So it looks like some drivers that might have retired but haven't completely retired yet. Jay Perkins and James Shanewolf, they have stayed on pit road for quite a bit. Jordan Martin has disconnected, as we mentioned. It looks like Will Davis has also retired from the race as well. Got Garrett Grant still on pit road. Daniel Miglin still on the track, but currently in the pits along with Matt Alverson. Currently 1 lap down in the number 8. Might have been involved in that caution. Still have some drivers that are stuck on pit road. Looks like Justin Wilson, Rhett Nichols, Ed Robertson, Jeremy Horn, James Scioli, and Chris Seinfeiden.
Of course, we do know that Ed Robertson was involved in that, as was Miglin. So
some drivers opting to take. You're probably taking the optional repair because of how long it is to pace around Daytona under caution.
Yep.
And if it's under their window where they can stay on the lap, they might as well do it. Get it out of the way.
Without a doubt. Get as much repair as you can. This is a track that needs all the car body you can have on your frame.
Our series directors for tonight's race is Jacob Hudson and Pierce Maffett. So they are the directors of the Cup Series for tonight's race and currently doing a good job so far.
Absolutely.
I want to give a big thanks to those two, by the way, for directing the series.
We need a little
looks like-
direction, don't we?
Yeah. So it looks like we're going to go green this time. We got cars double file. It's going to be, once again, Dom DeLeo restarting on the bottom. He has chosen the bottom lane to restart the race in, with Matthew Robinson going on the outside. Now, we do not have the choose cone rule because that is not in iRacing, but we do know that NASCAR does have it, although they don't have it for the super speedway races or the road course races. But just for future reference, in case we go to a short track or a mile and a half, there will be no choose cone.
I wish there was. I'd like to see the choose even on super speedway. I think it would allow for a setup of, drivers to get together a little better, things like that. But call me crazy. Many people have.
We'll see if iRacing will have that in their next update, and see if it'll break Harold's computer with that.
Oh, come on now. I got enough problems as it is.
I was going to say the last thing we want to do is request a new thing.
I seriously believe we fixed it, though. I do.
Oh, do you? Okay.
No, it seems like we fixed it.
Yeah,
Why am I saying we? You fixed it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so if you're a spectator watching and have had problems with season 2, and happen to use an NDI, which is how you get overlays on top of stuff, that could be a problem. And I'm looking at some things saying right now that I may not have the most up-to-date version of it, but we'll take care of that. Lap 39 as we're going into turn number 1.
Going back green, and the second car on the outside lane did not get a good launch. They're actually falling back. It looks like that was Michael Arch.
Amazing watching Dom DeLeo, a guy that just picked up the iRacing sim before last season, which and he's leading this race.
He's trying to get up.
He's
trying to get up to the outside.
Look at that! Not only leading.
He's not going to be able to do it
Oh,
twice.
there we go.
No.
It's Beckel to the lead.
Yep.
Randy
Being pushed
Beckel
by
in the
that
number
96.
36. They are teammates
That's
of Elwood
Hogan.
Designs. They are teammates of EDE, Elwood Design Esports. That's Boyd Hogan right behind Randy Becknell, pushing him down and into the lead. So we see Dom DeLeo fall to third, and Beckle's going to lead this lap.
Good move. Dom just couldn't stop the whole train, but still didn't harm too much. And he's going to drop back down, try to get a little more speed. He's got Rafe Slate behind him, which he's been fast the whole time too. So.
And right behind those two on the outside, another pair of teammates, Ryan Hartz in the 3 and Jacob Bell in the 77. Two drivers to definitely keep an eye on as this race progresses, because Ryan Hartz is pretty quick on almost every racetrack. Don't really know how he is on the super speedways, but he did win last year's Cup race at Dover, which is a pretty fun race to watch.
They're asking where Brett Slaughter is, so let's.
Big game.
Well, that is the 3 of Ryan Hartz.
Brad Slaughter's down on the inside there. There he is, the Reaper.
Yep, the number 88. He was the pole sitter. Only led one lap, led the first lap, and then decided he's had enough of running up front and decided to jump to the back. But he's finding himself just outside the top 10. The number 88 Reaper machine. He's one of the drivers that has a open entry. Well, I shouldn't say open. He doesn't have an official team for the Cup Series. There are 13 drivers who have 11 drivers
12.
that are not on the team.
They're actually
Or
12.
Well, somewhere in the middle.
Well, we counted them earlier. Because there's 8 teams of 4. That's 32. So, and then you have the remainder that don't have teams. That's a lot of drivers, a lot of cars out here, and a lot of teams. So,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
I see Jake. I found Jake. He's in the Lodgebox car.
Not a boy, Harold.
Hey, I call it as I see it.
Mm.
I see a Rick Hassau's car, number 1 there.
Shuffling there on the bottom. That's the number 48 car trying to come back up online.
Well, he didn't have much choice because the guy dropped right in front of him. So, heck of a job not spinning the one out, spinning the 2 car out.
That was Paul Irvin in the 48.
Yep.
Getting a little squirrely there on the apron, but keeping it straight. So once again, we're starting to see that outside lane start to pull about 4 or 5 car lengths out from that bottom, and really we start to see that side-by-side battle come into play around the 6th or 7th spot.
Seen a couple chaotic crashes already, so these guys.
Actually, you know what? Excuse me. We missed a swapping of the lead.
Dom DeLeo got it again.
did, yep.
Yeah, Dom DeLeo back in the lead with Rafe Slate behind him, and now here come the 2 EDE drivers on the bottom.
We got us a race going on.
That's a lot
Absolutely.
faster group down below. Yeah.
You would think that we had stage points or something.
Oh, look who's coming up. Cameron Hearn in the 67, starting to make his presence felt. He is pushing that number 96 of Hogan in the lead.
I told you he'd find a way to get up front.
And there's Paul Irvin. A lap or two ago, he was swerving, trying to avoid it from wrecking, but
Swerving Irvin.
Swerving Irvin. There you go. Good nickname. Keeping that car straight, and he's on the bottom, trying to get that group to go with Cameron Hearn pushing the 96 of Hogan. But that top still trying to go with Dom DeLeo and Rafe Slate, along with Alan Balancino on the outside. But that bottom just seems to be more grouped up at the moment.
Well, how much of this is these guys? I mean, we're almost at the midway point. How much of this is these guys testing their cars to see, okay, who can I get with? Who can I push? How is it going to work out? Because, I mean, Cameron, we didn't talk about him the whole first half of the race. Why? Because he was in the back trying things out, I bet. But now he's up front. How much do you think this is, Hunter, of the guys just testing to say, well, let's see how this bottom line works or how the sky in front of me works?
I feel like some of that might be aboard, and feel like some drivers might be, hey, maybe this is the part of the race where I can start to test out my car a little more, get more comfortable with it. Because obviously, the later we go on, say another 46 laps or so, we'll start to see some more aggressive style racing from the drivers in the pack, and a lot more bumping and banging, and maybe a lot more crashing. But who knows? So we start to see, oh, it looks like we got some lap traffic there pulling off to the side.
That was Shane Wolf without the front end, and he was involved.
That's something we did not talk about, though, was these drivers, just like the NASCAR series is, they only have this car. And in iRacing and some of the divisions and leagues that we've been in before, they'll have what's known as a fast repair or an instant repair. And these guys do not have that luxury. So the guys that got destroyed can only get the car suited based on whatever their pit crew can bang out on their car.
Yeah, not like one car as in this is the only car they have virtually, so they can't use it next week if it's beat up.
It's for this race, yeah. Race.
It's for this race. There's no fast. I will actually say there was small talk of putting an optional fast repair just for it being the first race of the season, but ultimately that did not happen.
So when
this is why we.
When we call Friday nights.
Oh, there we go in the middle of the pack. The big one down the backstretch. Just outside of turn 3, car spinning and sliding in the grass. Caution out for the 3rd time here at Daytona.
This one might take a lot of people out.
And what you just saw was that pack rip in half and maybe some more in the back. We'll take a look at our one-to-go replay and pinpoint exactly where it happened. But a number of drivers collected going down the backstretch, and like we said, we really haven't seen much 3-wide action. It's really just double file racing, so we'll see if it might be a bad bump here. So it looks like that's Brad Slaughter in the 88.
It's a quick turn fast coming up. So gaining a lot of speed right there. Whoa!
Oh, right there on the bottom.
34, that is that's Robinson, isn't it?
Oh, that is unfortunate. That is Matthew Robinson, the 34. So it happened on the bottom, and it almost seemed like the car just stopped.
Something broke, yeah. Like it wasn't working.
The pedals must have broken, because Jacob Bell a couple weeks ago, he was having pedal issues, but fortunately he had that fixed. Well, yeah, it has to be a pedal issue that broke, because that car just came to a dead stop.
And went right into Jacob.
Right into Jacob Bell, and right in front of these guys here in the main pack. Oh, and the one of Ryan Swan getting collected in it as well. I mean, a number of drivers were collected in that. And we'll start to see the drivers making their way on the pit road now, and we'll see which ones has the more repair time on. Well, someone just typing in the chat, we need a Brad update. Well, Brad was involved in that big wreck, and we'll see how he comes out of it. Oh, and
Dom
that's big right there. Dom DeLeo
missed.
slid in front of his pit box. He slid over it, had to back up. That's going to cost him some time.
There you see Cameron getting out. There's Brad.
And there's Brad Slaughter. Yeah, he was involved in that big one, but, well, got some. We do have 44 cars in this field, so some drivers will be sharing a pit box. Looks like Brad is one of them. But clearly some damage to the right side of that number 88.
I'd like to see the front
machine.
of that car. Because I think there's... Yeah, it's not as bad as...
Not as bad as I
A
would have
little bit of
thought it
extra
would have been,
damage.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a whole lot more, so... That's a drivable automobile right there.
The composite bodies works online as well, not just in real life. I mean,
That's right.
we saw with Ryan Blaney, he spun out at Coda and hit the rear wall. Now, fortunately, there was a soft wall there, not the safer barrier, but the more softer wall that we see at these F1 tracks. But he got in the wall, had some damage on that car, and still was able to win the pole. So these composite bodies in real life and in virtual just show how tough they are.
New leader
Is Rhett Nichols, the number 17. He did not pit. That is why he's leading.
Yep.
Among those that did pit, Cameron Hearn is leading that group. So now we see more cars come down pit road. Those
Cameron's coming
that
back
were
down
involved in
again.
previous accidents. So now we've only got 4 drivers who have retired from the race, and that is Jay Perkins, Jordan Martin, Will Davis, and Matt Alverson. James Shamwolf has made the return to the racetrack. As you saw, he just went on the pit road there. 10 laps down. 6 laps down is Garrett Grant. And we have a number of drivers still on pit road. Got Ryan Swan, Brad Slaughter, Matthew Robinson, Justin Wilson, Michael Arch, Travis Beckner, Mark Patterson, Delonte Ballard, and Chris Scienfine. Daniel Miglin is also 2 laps down, but he is not on pit road. So still got over half the field that has yet to be involved in an incident. Although I say that now, and I might have just fixed the other half of the field.
So this race will end in 3 more laps, and everyone else will be involved. But not, we're showing what Matt Alverson, Will Davis, Jordan Martin, and Jay Perkins all disappeared. Yep. So down to
And
40. 40
It's
cars.
unfortunate that this caution occurred just before the halfway point.
Yep.
Because typically, for those that are new, we do our halfway rundown at the halfway mark of the race. So we're past halfway now, but because that caution came out, it kind of botched things a little bit. But nonetheless, we will prevail with what we got. So we're over halfway done the area 500. We've got 3 cautions so far in this field. Got a number of drivers with damage, 4 of which have retired. Still 40 cars on the racetrack, and I believe we've got it's going to change after this point. It's currently saying we got 37 on the lead lap, but the number of drivers are still on pit road. So that should go down to number 28 drivers on the lead lap. Pace car makes its way back down pit road, and we're going to take the green flag here, once again presented by Swift Lifestyles.
Let's see how clean they can race for a while.
So Rhett Nichols did not pit. That's why he restarted in the lead, and now he's on the top, and you've got some work on the bottom being done by Becknell in the 36.
Interesting, the gaps between the upper row. You see Nichols dropping down. Yep. Or Rhett Nichols coming down. Yep. Sorry, I forgot we had 15 cents. I apologize. So Rhett Nichols.
Yeah, Nichols, he's moving to the outside. He's going to give up the lead, and he might not lead the lap. He won't. So Randy Becknell will lead that lap. And he's got help right behind him from the number 28 of Nick Johnston. See, really what he wants to be with his teammate Boyd Hogan in the 96, but he's currently pushing the 17 of Nichols. So we see them start to fan out, and once again, that race restart was brought to you by Swift Lifestyles. Fans, be sure to visit our sponsor, Swift Lifestyles, for clean supplements to help improve your focus and your gaming. Use a discount code on your screen, AREA iRacing, AREA iRacing, for 15% off your entire order. We would once again like to give a big thanks to Swift Lifestyles for their continuous support this season in Area. Although Red Nichols did not pit, he is still fighting on that outside line.
He sure is. He sure is. And both lines have tightened up now, so the gaps have pretty much gone away.
And now we start to see some shuffling here with Beckel going to the outside, Johnston going to the lead, and now we got some swerving in the middle of the pack. A number of drivers going below the apron. Fortunately, they keep everything calm, and we're still green flag racing. But that was a that was something.
Imagine that into the turns.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
that was some good driving by all the drivers I've seen.
Oh,
that
we got a
turning
caution.
is crazy and stuff, but that was definitely a lot better.
Got a caution, looks like towards the back of the field. Yep. We'll have to see what brought that out. Might be Mark Patterson. We'll have to take a look on that.
Harold had said no telestrator tonight.
Oh, it's here.
It's just not, you're just not feeling it, right?
Well, I'm trying to get other things taken care of first.
There's other things that are more important than a telestrator.
Would you like to see the race? That's what I'm hearing.
I don't know. There was
that big checkup where everybody went out to the side there.
There it is. Atta boy.
Let's get here. We got Matthew Robinson back here. And looks like Paul Irvin. Let's see if we can watch what these guys are doing. I think it goes here in the back here, and we'll keep an eye on these guys.
Back unless the admins assumed that a wreck was going to occur.
So that's Paul Irvin here, the front car.
See, Hunter, you gotta let him go, man. You just gotta let him draw and then talk.
This is his coloring book.
That's
not really
exactly
coloring,
right.
He's just labeling and deserving. Love to see it.
I saw Larch and Robertson are showing on mine as having incidents here, so it could be right here where they're being passed by a much faster line coming up. Oh, they're going to see the 34.
Wow.
There it is.
They see him too late.
Oh, and the 34 comes up.
And then Robertson comes in, gets a piece of it again.
Very, very interesting there.
You see Robertson go up here and take.
You know what? That might have been netcode. That might have been a bit of netcode.
It's the second time the 34 was involved in the netcode. Remember?
Yep, that's right.
Because he was also the car that took that hard right turn, and we're all trying to figure out what happened. So Irvin was involved.
That was the 48 of Paul Irvin. He moved to the outside, got a little loose, and I guess there was netcode on the end of Matthew Robinson once again because it
almost looked identical, didn't it?
Yeah, it almost looked identical. I wanted to say that it almost looked intentional from first. I was going to say that, but I knew there was no. I knew there was no chance of that. That is unlike Matthew Robinson
at all.
At all.
Yeah, I would never think that. I mean, it looks like that, but I would never think that. It just seems that was crazy. So
there you go. There's Swerving Irvin over here.
No, we already said that. We already said Paul Swervin.
Paul Irvin, more like Paul Swervin. You got Swerving Irvin. You don't need Paul in it.
Paul Swervin, he's saying.
Well, surprise, surprise, once again, Dominic DeLeo finds himself in the lead after the caution comes out.
You know what else Dom DeLeo finds himself in? No damage.
And
no. Oh, you say that now. You better knock on some wood before you get that car.
I've got a whole desk of wood now. I changed it all out. My entire desk is wood, so I'm good. But what I'm saying, what I meant by that is, dude, you stay out in front, you ain't got to worry about it.
There's a number of drivers coming down pit road.
Jacob Bell coming down, Cameron Hearn again.
Jake's car looks awful good for being involved in what we
It
saw
sure
was
does.
a heck of a. I was like thinking
Well,
that he was
we
damaged
did see the
hard.
77 spin. Looks like it's just a. I don't know. That was a quick pit stop there from the 77. Might have just been topping off on fuel. Who knows? Trying to see where he's running. He's running right around the middle of the pack.
There it
22nd.
is. There's the damage.
But yeah, a good bit of damage there on the left side of that number 77 car. But
You just have to find it, Harold. That's all.
there you see.
But it's not.
some
It's
damage
still
to
a
the
lot
number
less
and to
than
the
I
lodge
thought it
box.
was going to be. Because
Yeah.
the hit he took in the old car would have had him to completely destroy.
Oh, he'd have been done. Yeah, he'd have been done.
So those drivers are coming off pit road. We're going to get the. Well, we already got the one to go. We'll take the green flag next time these guys come around the start-finish line. And Dom DeLeo, the leader, chooses the inside line. Into his outside, going to be Ford Smith in the number 84.
So Bad Brad's mama jumped in talking about the proof of the name. These guys have been going back and forth. It's absolutely hysterical watching. I haven't said anything because you can't keep up. I mean, between Wilson and Harley and these guys are funny. And the plugs that they're doing too.
Yeah, I mean we're in the 60s, which is pretty good for our first race back.
I know, and they've got me on. I mean, if you Hunter's the voice, but gosh, this is the first time I've been on one with 60. Hunter, I don't know what to do with myself.
One advice I'll give is just sit back and watch as these guys go back green once again at Daytona.
I can do that. Great camera view here.
Yeah, I can actually work on camera views now. We got
Yeah.
our problem.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Digger cam there. All right.
So we start to
Everything's
see
good so
some-
far.
Yep, start to see some momentum on the outside as Nick Johnson go into the lead. And now Dom DeLeo with a run on the inside, courtesy of Brad Slaughter. Now DeLeo's going to jump to the outside. Slaughter's going to have the inside to himself. Looked like a car bounces off the wall back there. They're 3 wide, still going green.
I'm
Ever see
surprised.
Forrest Smith up front, by the way? I don't know if y'all noticed that.
Forrest Smith is up here, huh? Yeah, the transcended
Yeah.
design on the outside there. Yeah.
Johnson going to jump down low, take the lead once again. Now the outside starting to become stacked a little bit. So going to see some 3 wide action here.
Somebody told him it's time to race.
Looked like that was Eli Green there in the middle. Oh, now we see some more slicing and dicing through the field. Now Slaughter's going to jump to the outside with Nick Johnston in clear control of what lane he wants to choose. They're coming at him from both directions. Got Garrett Heath on the bottom, Brad Slaughter on the outside, and it looks like Johnston's going to lay his bed in the bottom lane. Brad Slaughter's going to lead this lap.
Being pushed by that 53 of Shane
That is
Williamson.
Shane Williamson in the 53 pushing. We haven't heard of him all night. He's another one of these rookies to area and to the Cup Series. So really good job so far, but we start to see that bottom lane prevail once again.
Well, 2 infinite designs pushing on each other. It's the way it should be, right? Now they're gonna find out real quick that upper line gets going. They're gonna be hung out where they are right now by themselves, but they're fast right now. There's no doubt about that.
Yep, that top has Nichols, Hartz, and Balancino as Slaughter starts to make up some ground once again on the bottom. The top 2 kind of getting separated from this main pack.
They're going
You
to get
see
brought
Brad's
back up
order.
now. Brad snuck
Yep.
up there in the back of that draft. So now the bottom line on the move.
Slate's had a good card today too. He's pretty much Rafe Slate's been up there the whole time. Also a name that we don't talk about.
Oh, scraping the wall back there, still
Yep.
going. Boy, these cars are flirting with disaster up here.
There's a
All
lot
around
of
this
blocking
pack.
at 61, isn't it? Lap 61, and there's a lot of blocking going on.
Well, as the laps wind down, the aggression level will rise, and we'll start to see these drivers start to make some moves that we really haven't seen throughout the race. Like right here, we've got 3 wide in the middle here. for fifth, it looks like, and leading that outside line is the number 91 of Jake Nichols.
That middle line is like an anchor going backwards.
Oh, he's got a nice run here from Shane Williamson. He's gonna tuck it on the outside, gonna stay tucked in and not jump out of line just yet. But we're starting to see that top groove. Oh, as soon as I say
he's
that, he
gonna
jumps
move
down
now.
to the bottom. It's Jake Nichols and Shane Williamson working together, getting a run here on the bottom.
Two
Go
of them
figure.
ducking
As
out
soon
of
as
the
I
way.
say that, and now the top starting to get scraggly a little bit. Still got some 3-wide action here. But up front, it is Jake Nichols with Shane Williamson, Ryan Hartz, Garrett Heath, and Braslar rounding out your top 5.
That is quite a mess in the middle. You don't want to.
Yeah,
be in that
there
middle.
is a mess going on behind fifth. I mean, we still got 3-wide action. I feel like I'm watching ARCA because typically in real life, ARCA cars at Daytona, you go 3-wide, you're flirting with disaster. It's kind of what
no
we're seeing
doubt.
with these next-gen cars.
Yep, absolutely.
They can go 2-wide, but 3-wide, it's iffy. And with the way these guys slice and dice down the straightaways, it really spices things up. They're still 3-wide in the back, but up front, they've single-filed out.
Yeah, that's the safe way to go. Is at this point is to be a little single file, but behind them the chaos is continuing.
Seems like everyone's calmed down for the most part here. This main pack as they shuffle to the bottom, and as soon as I say that once again, got a few takers taking it to the outside.
I think you should just keep saying it, Hunter. It's making the racing even more exciting. Just call it, and then they'll change it. I like it. That's the farthest we've seen Dom DeLeo back pretty much all day. So I'm guessing he'd like to get back to the front as quick as possible.
That's the 96 of Boyd Hogan leading that outside train. And he's got the 12 of Rafe Slate right behind him.
Right behind Dom DeLeo's Cameron Hearn.
Oh,
at
yeah.
67. So, and behind them, Swervin' Irvin.
He's probably Cameron's
Paul
probably
Irvin's
sitting
back
there.
there. Yeah.
But yeah, Cameron's probably sitting there going, "Shh, nobody knows I'm here. Nobody knows I'm here."
Not Cameron Hearn.
Not Cameron Hearn. That's right.
Yeah, last night we were actually talking to Cameron Hearn, and we wish that he brought his paint scheme back that he ran from last year's Area 500. It was a spectacle to see, but who knows? He could bring it back for the Darlington race later this year.
You mean where he drew it on?
He drew the
Yeah,
paint.
not Cameron Hearn.
The not Cameron Hearn was written all over the car. Yes.
That was a classic paint scheme, for no doubt.
Now we see more slicing and dicing up here amongst those in the top 5.
Slate and DeLeo are working really well together, and they drop down at the same time. So they're really looking to get back up front. Like I said, I don't think they like being back that far.
Oh, well, they single filed out for the first 5 positions, and then we got Rafe Slate working the way in. Well, he was 7th, now he's 8th, but he's trying to push.
That top row pretty stout right now, though.
Yeah, a few laps ago it was everyone on the bottom. Now it's starting to turn into everyone on the top.
Cameron Hearn's up to 4th now. I mean, not Cameron Hearn is up to 4th now.
So Jake Nichols currently leading the race, a new driver to the series with a new team to the series as well in Solar Flare Racing. He's actually got a brother, Tyler Nichols. Now, I don't know if they are twins or not. And Rhett Nichols, I do not believe they are related. But really strong showing for this new team and this new driver to the league.
You just said related, and it just brought back Forrest Gump. We are of no relation.
There we see Swervin' Irvin down on the bottom. Paul Irvin in the 48 starting to lead the bottom charge.
I wonder if once Paul watches this back, what's he going to think about his new nickname?
I don't know. I mean, you just got to go with what you got to go
Actually,
with.
excuse me, that's Eli Green.
His
that's
02
Eli.
Similar
Eli.
colors,
Wow.
different numbers.
Aha.
So that is
Here
Eli
comes
Green.
Eli Green. Yeah.
Eli with his interpretation of Swervin' Irvin.
Swervin' Irvin's in the top line.
He's still up there. Yeah, he's in the top line.
Behind Cameron.
Right. which is probably where Cameron wants him.
Yeah, but now here he is side by side for the lead between Jake Nichols and Eli Green's got Alan Balancino pushing him.
Yeah,
And
Balancino's
Rafe
got
Slate
all
with
over
Dom
the back
DeLeo
of that
behind.
bumper.
Man, he was pushing
Oh, and now
hard.
Balancino jumping to the outside. We're going to ride on board with him.
The view. There we go. That's better. Gyro.
We look inside the gyro cam in the cockpit of the Balancino machine, the number 70. Little feedback right here with Shane Williamson in the gray number 53.
Great view, though, right there.
As we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, all new drivers to the series will have those rookie stripes that you see on the bumper of the 91 of Jake Nichols. So Shane Williamson, also a rookie, he'll have those rookie stripes as well, but one driver that will not is Alan Balancino. Now, he is a rookie in the Cup Series, but he has raced previously in area in a previous series, so he is not really considered a rookie to the series, but a rookie to the Cup level.
Well, I like the differentiation of that, so we have a good idea up here in the booth too. So I'm hoping they did that in the trucks tomorrow night. But
For those that are new to ARIA, right? Yeah, those that are new to ARIA.
new to ARIA.
New to
Yeah.
ARIA.
New to
Area,
this. It's not like this battle for the lead. These drivers are not new. They have made their stomping grounds here in the Cup Series. Eli Green on the bottom, Alan Balancino on the outside, with Rafe Slate pushing that 0-2 to take over, and he could jump up if he wants to. The top two can.
Dom DeLeo back here again.
Oh, in second place and first place.
See,
moves.
Dom
So
was
Slate and
pushing.
Green.
Yeah.
Oh, now here comes Rafe Slate down to the bottom. No. Try to go back up top. Couldn't quite do it. So Eli Green taking over as the race leader. And Alan Balancino now leading that outside with Rafe Slate right behind.
It looks like they're going to need one more pit stop again for fuel. And then we're going to see the tempers and everything turn up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fuel window here, 38 to 43. So these guys pit anytime from now to the checkered flag. They'll be good to go the rest of the way on fuel.
Dom DeLeo down below. Everybody, you see Williamson looks like he's dropped down.
Well, Dom tried to go up high by himself, and the other two guys are like, nope, we're going to come back up here too.
We got some lap cars here running the bottom, and now we're starting to see the top five go single file riding the outside, with Jake Nichols getting in line there in fifth. Then really, here comes the number 81 car. We really haven't talked about him all day, or all race really. Dwayne Culberson, that's a teammate of Jake Nichols for Solar Flare Racing. With the 17 of Rhett Nichols pushing him as we speak.
There you go. Nickels everywhere. It's like somebody dropped money from a
Dropped their
slot
wallet.
machine. Yeah. Yeah. That transcendent design out front in Mr. Green. That's a good looking vehicle we've talked about. But two Infinites down below, they're going to be pushing on.
It's Rhett.
Yeah, Rhett Nichols there. The other nickel.
It's like a triple nickel.
Yep, it sure enough is. Slaughter's definitely got a cheering group tonight. That's for sure if you're watching the chat.
The top really starting to take over. So now the first six positions are single file. Rhett Nichols trying to lead that inside lane, but he's got no momentum behind.
Rafe Slate's like right there on the bumper of the 02. And I don't see a lot of bump drafting going on, which is something I've talked to Ken about how to race the super speedways. I found it much better to be just tucked underneath that rear panel of the rear deck of the guy in front of you, not quite pushing him, but keeping your car there, and you both go faster. When you bump them, then you fall back further, and you got to catch back up again.
Starting to keep an eye on this gap between fourth and fifth, Balancino and Dwayne Culberson, because he's got teammate Jake Nichols right behind. It seems like they're dragging back from that gap to try and get a run on the bottom and make a charge for the lead, but I don't think they'll do it just yet. But there was a big enough gap to where they could get a run and do that.
Oh, I was about to say, I think the thing is that they're going to need to know if they make that run, is the bottom line going to be able to push with them? So that's a tough spot. But I think you're right. I think they are dragging to see what's going to happen.
Well, we're about to see what happens here with this lap car getting in the middle of the main pack. It's going to be tough on that bottom, and we know how they are with three-wide racing. They start to get all loosey-goosey.
That's exactly
So now we're starting to see that.
They got around him pretty
Not
good,
too bad.
first group.
Not too bad.
It's like everybody has bailed on that bottom line. They can't get
Sure
organized.
Sure have. Even teammates have dropped off each other, so. And again, 25 to go. You're still not there yet, but when you get to that 15 mark, that's when I think everybody's going to start having to make a decision here as to who they're running with.
I think they're going to come out of the pits and this thing's going to change in tempo and momentum all the way to the end.
Well, you're probably right about that.
I think right now they're kind of setting up for that pit stop, which is usually what causes them to go single file. That way they can call out their pit strategies, get down the pit lane without taking out somebody, because it's really hard to get from the outside and when you're going 2 and 3 wide to get down to the corner that you need to get pits going on. But now the bottom line is starting to form up.
I still think they're going to have the advantage if it comes to pit. The only ones that are going to have any chance at all are the 4 right there. But there you see them. There you see the cars coming up underneath. As Harold said, great run coming here. Cameron Hearn down there pushing as well.
Yeah, an unbelievable run by Rhett Nichols. He's side by side for the lead, and a lap or two ago it seemed like he's got no help on the bottom. Well, this is the help that stayed with him, and they're going to the front now. It's Garrett Heath pushing the 17 out in front.
Oh, he
Cameron
pulls right
Hearn
up in
as
front.
well. Yeah, right in front of the 02 of Eli Green. But there we see the 47 of Cameron Hearn back. Actually, it was
67,
right.
yeah.
67. I was
you were right. Yep.
I corrected myself.
And now they got no help down on the bottom, and they're going to start going back. They need some more.
Now they've got Swerve and Irvin. They're fine.
Oh. I mean, there is that.
But they were definitely coming hard, and then Rhett put a block on the 23. Now, Cameron was affiliated last season with Infinite Racing, so I thought I was kind of thinking him and Garrett Heath were going to help each other out, and it looked like Garrett Heath bailed on him.
Whoa, three-wide racing
wide
here.
going-
Some
that was
impressive
Boyd
moves
Hogan.
being made.
Wow, Hogan just decided, okay, I'm going to make my own move.
Oh, and now here we go. More side-by-side battles up front. Eli Green has jumped down in front of Boyd Hogan, and now he's back in the lead.
And Boyd
How
is
about that
all
move?
over the back of that car. That 02
Boyd
of
Hogan and
Eli
Brad
Green
Slaughter.
better hold on.
That's it.
Oh,
Oh,
they're
no, he
catching
doesn't
a
have to
train
hold
of
on.
lap
He's
cars up
decided.
here.
Yep. Slaughter's pushing.
Oh, he can come up if he wants to, but he can't. Oh,
He
he
can
still
now.
can. There's still time.
Yep. There he goes.
Oh, he can't do
staying
it.
Down.
So Boyd Hogan going to ride the top to the lead with Brad Slaughter right behind. Eli Green going to fade back in that bottom and be put 3 wide by Paul Irvin.
You know, one
How
thing
about
we
that?
were talking about statistics. What was our lead change in the Aria 500 that started all this? Do you remember?
I did not look that up.
Okay. I think I heard Jake say something like 12, and I think we've already passed that by far.
Yeah, there were no cautions in the first Area 500, so yeah, there's already quadruple that we've had
exactly.
in this race alone.
Yeah.
And I would assume we'd have quadruple the amount of changes for the lead. This one going to Boyd Hogan in the 96.
They're catching up lap traffic. Now they're single file on the bottom line. I think that's signaling that we're going to start seeing pit stops.
Very well could be. There's a big gap
Yeah.
from 5th on back.
I was about to ask you if that's what they're setting up for.
Now you gotta be careful here when you're merging on the pit road, because there can always be an accident from that guy that's not paying attention in the back. We could see it.
Yeah.
Not this time around.
Usually what you'll see is if you're here listening to the radio, you're going to hear drivers calling, I'm going in this lap, I'm going to take the low line, you take the high line. So basically they're kind of opposite of merging in the highway traffic. They're going to come off, and one's going to go low, the other one's going to go high, and they're going to come in side by side down to the cone.
And
These guys have caught up with the lap down pack that's running single file amongst themselves. but they're going to merge in with this second pack now. That's sort of four behind the lead pack, about second and a half behind. So we'll start to see if that second pack can catch up. Then this will really boggle things up. But when the leader
Absolutely.
crosses the stripe, Boyd Hogan, that's going to mark it 20 to go here, presented by CNC Logging. We would like to thank CNC Logging for their support of the new CNC Logging Truck Series this season in the area. Located in Boiling Springs, South Carolina, CNC Logging is your place to go for
Caution.
any of your logging needs.
Caution, caution,
Oh.
caution.
Caution
So
on
that
the racetrack.
changes everything.
Everything's out the window now. Yep. Now it's a crush shootout, 19 laps of just utter chaos, or 18 laps of utter chaos.
So the caution coming out for the fifth time here.
Oh, there's a turn
Around the
right
20
there.
to go
The
mark,
23 to 51 and the 58 to 5.
23 minding his own business too.
That was
Wow.
Garrett Heath in the 23, spinning and sliding in the banking of the turns at Daytona. The 31 degrees of banking there in the middle of 1 and 2, and as the reason for our fifth caution.
And he was in the top 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was not spinning and schwinning though. He was spinning.
he was definitely not. That he had help, and they came up. That was up on top of lap traffic, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
I mean, that's what
Yeah.
caused it. So
He came down and it's like the lap traffic had a run and didn't back off. So
yep.
So that fifth caution coming up, presented by CNC Logging. Once again, they are located in Boiling Springs, South Carolina, and CNC Logging is your place to go for any of your logging needs. Got wood? Big or small, summer or fall, we'll cut your log, guaranteed. CNC Logging. Yeah, I feel like he needs a banjo in since we're talking about logging. And
Either that or like saw sounds in the back. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
well, there are saws in the logo.
That's true.
I don't know if you can pull it up, Harold, but the logo of the series that is the truck series for Tuesday nights, which is tomorrow night. Ken Cushwell will be on the call along with Dylan Young and Harold Darner once again. Hopefully for a smoother broadcast. There is the saw logo.
I think we've actually identified the problem. I really do believe so. So you just had the fact that we haven't seen since I got the repair done. Around lap 30, we've been good. So.
Well, Hunter, you've done a good job. You did a good job during that time.
That's
so
right. Yeah. Pat yourself on the back. Just don't break your arm.
Absolutely.
Ken, you did a good job too.
You did well through that. So I wouldn't. Yeah.
I'm very surprised of cars staying out. Hogan, Slaughter, Nichols, Williamson, Betchel, TK Nichols, Drew Trader, Weissart.
I don't know about
Well,
that.
those guys are all coming out pit road
Oh, some
now.
are coming out of pit road. Okay. Well, but Hogan stayed out though, and so did Slaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the top 5 stayed out with the number 79 there of Nichols. That is the other brother. The third nickel in the field, Tyler Nichols.
Yep. If we had a slot machine, we'd be playing a lot tonight.
But it'd be like 15 laps or so remaining in this. So about 15 minutes to run.
Can those guys run without stopping? I mean, at this point,
I don't think so because they're saying 36 to 40 laps. I mean, it would be awful freaking close.
Yeah, it's pretty tight because I thought we hit mid 50 laps when we had a problem, right? Was the last big caution. So
Well, here we're starting to see. It looks like Brad Slaughter saving fuel. They're running the apron, trying to coast the car and save as much fuel as he can because these guys looking like they're trying to stick it out to the very end.
Well,
without making another pit stop.
The first person who's been on pit lane, Cameron Hearn, followed by Rhett Nichols, Paul Irvin, Dominic DeLeo, Ray Slate, Balancino, and Travis Beckner. We haven't heard much about Beckner at all today.
no, he's a crafty little kid. He's just waiting.
No, he's not a crappy kid. He's just he's more of a road course specialist.
He is.
Road course specialist. Although he really impressed in the Swift Lifestyle Pro Series, the ARCA Series, and some appearances in the Truck Series. And
I was about to say he was pretty impressive in the Truck Series too when he ran.
He made some runs at it in the Cup Series last season, but he's making the full jump to the Elite Entertainment Cup Series this season. But look for Beckner to be a threat on the road courses. As we doubled them up, coming across the stripe that last time by. So this time by, when they come across once again, we'll get the green flag racing going again at Daytona with about 16 laps to go.
Our analyst on our chat says that he doesn't need fuel, so Brad doesn't need fuel. I think they just love Brad, and he might, maybe he's got a golden tank and we don't know it, but you know, this is quite the move. If it works out, man, all the best, because I will look like a hero because I called it. So I mean, it'll be the first one I've ever called. So usually wasn't I the didn't I cause all the wrecks last year, Hunter? I believe I did. So
Cost quite a bit.
yeah, thanks for bringing that up, buddy.
I mean, you did it yourself, not me.
There was a while where we were actually not, somebody, and I won't mention Hunter's name, would not call one so that he didn't cause that kind of an accident. So
He believed in the commentator's curse, is what it is.
I'm extremely superstitious, so that's why
He
I
did.
believed it.
I still believe he does. So, all right, here we go, boys.
Pace car pulls back into pit road, and we're green flag racing from Daytona once again. 16 laps to go. So there you see the first 6 cars go in single file right off the bat. Boyd Hogan leading the way with Brad Slaughter right behind, and then teammate of Boyd Hogan, actually, excuse me, not teammate, Jake Nichols in the 91 for Solar Flare. Boyd Hogan is Elwood Designs.
And Williamson is there.
Now
you
we
go.
start to see him jump to the outside. Hogan going to throw the block. Slaughter going to keep his line on the bottom. Now we have a train forming on the outside of first 3 cars. Pulling the way, that's Boyd Hogan, Jake Nichols, and Shane Williamson.
I'm
And
still
then the
thinking that
75 of Tyler Nichols. So the Nichols brothers working together, but the caution comes out once again.
And they believe me, they just barely hit the brakes too, coming to there.
Very early in the run to have another caution. So the sixth caution of the race coming out. Lap number 85. This happened towards the rear of the pack. We'll try and dissect what caused this.
Middle car swerving. There's the 34 again. Please don't tell me he turns right.
No, it's right up there.
Oh, right here, the 28 and Gary Lewis.
Wow.
Wow.
A massive hit for, if that's the 28 of Nick Johnston.
Yeah, it was a helicopter right there.
Yeah, he helicoptered out of the turn 3 wall and down the banking.
I've been there, done that.
Man, I hope he wasn't holding on to the wheel. That's for sure.
Yeah. Some of these force feedbacks definitely can take out a thumb.
Yeah.
Very, very violent with the feedback. So our 6th caution coming out on lap number 85. Now we have less than, it'll be 14 to go when they cross the stripe. And these guys running up front, really flirting it with fuel.
I think that might have been helpful.
Absolutely.
If they were close, they're probably going to be good now.
Tires really aren't that much of a concern. It's really all about the fuel. So the fuel run was 38 to 43 laps heading into the race. And these front 7, I believe, they're close to they're going to be close to 44 to 45 laps on their fuel run. But these cautions, as you mentioned, Harold, they do help. So these guys are saving fuel under the caution.
Yeah, we're going to be about 10 laps to go. And don't look now, we're approaching 100 viewers.
How about that?
We're at 82.
Yeah, we appreciate all the new viewers coming into tonight's race as we start to head into the closing stages of the Area 500 for the new Elite Entertainment Cup Series. Take a look at your top 10 for the moment. So leading this thing is Boyd Hogan in the number 96, part of Elwood Design Esports, one of the new rookies to the league and to the Cup Series. He's currently running in the 10th spot, but he finds himself leading with a handful or so of laps to go. And right behind him, another new driver with a new Team 2 area is Jake Nichols of Solar Flare Racing, currently running in the second spot. Hard to miss in the number 91 purple machine. That team has good paint schemes. And right behind him is a gray number 53 of Shane Williamson. Doesn't have sponsors on the car, but looking to get some after tonight's race. He's been running up front in the second half of said race. Now Tyler Nichols, this is the brother of Jake Nichols, also a part of Solar Flare Racing. Currently having a solid run there in the fourth spot. And then right behind him, Brad Slaughter. He started on the pole, so he's been in the front, he's been in the back, and back to the front, and currently finds himself running in the fifth spot. And then running in sixth is Randy Becknell for Elwood Design Esports. His teammate currently leading Boyd Hogan, but Becknell, he's found himself up front towards the second half of this race. And then right here we find David Weissart. not Brad Slaughter, but thanks, Harold. Slaughter's going to restart on the bottom, but Weissart's going to restart on the outside, so we'll restart eighth. David Weissart was running in the back at one point very early on during the race, but now that all the yellows have happened, he's decided to make his charge to the front, and he finds himself inside the top 10. Going to be restarting seventh is Drew Trader in the number 25. Drew Trader, really haven't talked much about him all night, but he's a part of Team Transcendent, the team that has made the rise from the ARCA Series all the way up to the Cup Series. And then right behind him, got the number 7 of James Scioli. That is a teammate to David Weishart of David Weishart Racing. He's going to restart 10th. And right below him, the 67 of Cameron Hearn, a great addition for Elite Entertainment. He's going to restart in the 10th spot. So got a handful of guys that have had experience here at Daytona in area, and a handful of guys that are getting their feet wet for season 2.
And real quick, because Beckner's dad is cleaning airplanes, Travis is in the 16th spot right now. So if you're looking for Travis, he's still out there, still hanging in there, riding right now in the fifth. Well, he goes 15, 16, 15, 16. We'll say 15th spot. So he's hanging in there real good. But thanks for checking in with us.
So we go back green once again at Daytona. Going to have 12 laps to go. So right off the bat, we see the drivers start to migrate their way down to the bottom.
With the two Nichols hooked up together.
That makes
Boyd.
a dime.
Yep,
makes a dime.
Exactly.
Yep, 2 nickels makes a dime, or 10 cents, however you want to look at it. But
we start to see some moving up to the top.
Yep, they move pretty quickly to the top too, so I'm a little surprised by that.
So, I was there when you thought about the 2 nickels make a dime. It's like Voltron. 2 nickels together make Voltron.
That's right.
Now we see 1 nickel going down low and moving back up on the outside. That was Jake Nichols with brother Tyler right behind.
Oh, one more thing. I figured Travis's grandparents were out there. I'm sorry, I should have shouted out to them as well, because they're very good at being here and watching Travis drive. So, shout out to you, grandparents, as well.
And we were watching a truck race. It wasn't in the church the other day, and we saw the truck that Travis runs.
Yes.
We never realized it was an actual truck car. We thought he had painted it himself, but we saw the watermelon truck.
That's right. We saw the watermelon mobile, so that was really cool. We thoroughly enjoyed that and thought instantly of Travis.
Yeah, Travis Beckner, a big Ross Chastain fan, so you can only imagine his emotions from yesterday's Cup race when Chastain got his first win. Looking to see which driver will get their first win of the season in the Cup Series, the Elite Entertainment Cup Series, as we have 10 laps to go now.
And look what's going down on the bottom there. You got the Mr. Trader being pushed by none other than Cameron Hearn, and behind them, Mr. Weishart, and a block coming down from Boyd.
Oh, he's coming!
He doesn't have enough
almost
space.
Lost it. Boyd Hogan trying to block that bottom, but it's just too fast. Drew Trader going to the lead with Cameron Hearn behind.
Yep, not enough space to get around to block the veterans on the bottom, and they're showing up when they need to.
And right behind those two on the bottom, you see the 33 of David Weissart. He started all the way in the back, stayed in the back for about the first half of the race, and now has moved his way inside the top 5 for the last handful of laps here.
Don't blink now, but Dom DeLeo's back in the game too. He's right behind Rafe, who they've been with each other. Rafe Slate and Dom DeLeo have been together pretty much the whole time, and they've been fast. So let's see how they work out in this.
The bottom line has numbers, as it looks like Rhett Nichols is looking to make the middle line work.
I'll be interesting trying to make the middle work.
Yeah, the only thing that work in the middle is going to do is cause someone to crash into someone else. That's a tough spot to be in.
Ping pong effect, go.
He's all the way in the back of this pack, but keep an eye on Ryan Swan. He's been the master of negotiating his ways through accidents to win at Daytona and Talladega. We saw it a couple years ago where he was the only truck to survive in a late race accident on the final lap at Daytona and was able to get himself the win. As you see the lap car pulling down below the apron, staying out of the leader's path. Now we start to see single file formation going for about the first 4 positions until we see Dom DeLeo and Boyd Hogan battling for 5th. But up front is still Drew Trader, Cameron Hearn, David Weishart, and now Rafe Slate jumping to the outside with Dom DeLeo in the top 5. But now here comes more drivers on the bottom as we see more lap traffic now.
Yeah, and that lap traffic's just going to have to stay way below the yellow and let these guys fight it out.
Cameron Hearn trying to find a way to get up top. He wants to be out there. Now he's decided there's just not enough help up there, so he stays where he is. But the last couple of laps, he's peeked out and trying to see if somebody go with him, and it ends up coming back down. 3 wide coming off the corner.
Yeah, they are getting awfully close to each other back there, and now they're starting to settle it down for a little bit, but for how much longer?
Well, I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if he's hoping that Dave Weishart goes with him, but I don't know with the way it's sitting. And again, Slaughter's now back in, he's been 4th place now, so those guys all know how to drive around each other, that's for sure.
Block
6
down number
laps to
3.
go, and right there, that's Ryan's, almost a Ryan Swan, that's Ryan Hart's coming down and making the block. Now he's got to run to catch up to this top 5 of Drew Trader, Cameron Hearn, David Weishart, Brad Slaughter, and Rhett Nichols, your top 5, as they try to pull away from this pack, but slowly reeled back in by Ryan Hart's, and really no one else. They're 3 wide in the back, and other than Randy Beckel in the 36, they've kind of been 3 wide.
Well, and the longer that group sits back there and plays around, I mean, the more these guys are going to line up and just drive away. And you can see that now where the long line is down below. But it's not going to stay this way. Everybody's going to try to make that run at the last moment.
Coming to the line, be 5 laps to go.
5 to go, and that bottom really starting to pull away. Starting to see some guys trying to get a run going on the outside, but just does not have enough momentum yet. It's going to take one of these guys on the bottom to move up and make their move at winning the Area 500.
So you see top line, people jumping out now, trying to catch that top line, make it move a little faster.
Yeah, here we go. Now they're starting to come out, and it's being led by Rhett Nichols in the 17.
3
Another 4 wide in the middle of 3.
Nichols into the wall.
Wrecking in the corner.
77, Jake Bell in the air.
Jacob Bell flying in the air, nearly getting in the catch fence. The caution comes out once again at Daytona.
Yeah, you just couldn't do it. Those guys were eating it up, and you just cannot cram that many cars into that corner.
2 wide, it's okay. 3 wide, flirting with disaster. 4 wide, that's a guaranteed wreck that's bound to happen. We'll take a look at this replay once again to show you exactly what caused this.
While you do that, I'll be right back.
So really, these guys start to get a big run here on the outside, and some trying to make it 3 wide.
And then Rhett Nichols that caused it, basically makes it 4 wide, and Jake going for a ride.
An unbelievable ride. So Rhett Nichols really got forced in the middle, but he didn't realize that he was in the middle of a 4 wide situation, as these guys in the back checking up slowly slid into that as well. But I mean, a massive hit there for the 77 of Jacob Bell.
So we'll go. This will put us into overtime.
Yep, we will be in overtime here for. Oh, excuse me. We will be in overtime for area. The
Now, this
first
is
overtime of
interesting.
season 2. Go on.
Does Drew Trader, Weissart, and Slaughter, as well as Hogan and Betchel, are showing 41 laps since they've gotten fuel? We know we extended out from some of the caution flags, but did we extend it out that far?
Man, I'll say they would have had enough fuel to go the distance, but adding a green white checkered, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they have enough. We could see a scenario in which, coming to the restart, if these guys elect to stay out, they could run out trying to get up to speed, and we only get one attempt at a green white checkered here, so this really could be a recipe for disaster if that were the case.
Yep, and Cameron Hearn is the first car that's got fuel. Hart's and Sifford, so 2, 5, and 6.
You got another rookie there with Wasserman in the 50 that's only got that's 15, and Ryan Swan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit further. But I'm saying, but like right now, I'm concerned for Trader, Slaughter, and Hogan. Those are your top 7, drivers, and then you got a few back further. But do they have it? Because we're being told that 36 to 40 was the fuel window. We did have a few cautions, but now we're going into overtime. So these guys are going to be trying to push 50 laps on these cars.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be asking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So try and get back your ticker to make sure that your driver is on the screen and in the spot that they are currently in. But yeah, we are going to have a green-white checker here. And in area, we only get one attempt at these. And if a caution comes out before the leaders take the white flag, the race is official. But if they take the white flag and no caution comes out, then the next flag will end it, which is the checkered flag. So they will make another lap around the track if we take the white flag.
Yep. The officials just said we are green white checkered, so it's officially a green white checkered finish. So,
All right, there you have it.
So it looks like we got some spread out going on in the pack. But this is going to be really interesting. Drivers are going to be close on fuel. It's a green-white checkered. It's the Area 500.
Yep. I think you're going to see a lot of people just disappear because they can't make it all the way around. And this is a chance where those guys like Wasserman, hey, you mentioned Ryan Swan. This is a chance for those guys that came in earlier to kind of sneak one out of here. And that's a good move for them, right?
It's amazing with all the cautions we had, 29 drivers still remain on the lead lap.
Yeah.
Boy, one driver I'm looking for to be a threat on this restart is David Weissart in the 33. David Weissart started in the back, worked his way up to the front in the second half of this race. But really, he's racing for his grandfather. Today would have been his 82nd birthday. Fortunately, he passed away a couple months ago, but pretty sure he's looking down and he's liking what he's seeing from David Weissart. If only he could be 2 spots better, and that would be a great way to celebrate his birthday.
Yeah, 2 spots better and 2 gallons more, because he's on 43 as well. So
the outside,
here we go.
The outside line's been powerful.
Yep. It's going to be one attempt at a green-white checkered. Here for the Area 500. Can these guys make it on fuel? We got 2 laps to find out.
Wow, Drew Trader off by himself, though. The top line didn't get a go. They're not really organized on the top line. Weissart pushing Drew Trader. Slaughter pushing Hearn.
We're going to see a lot of aggressive pushing here. Cameron Hearn on the outside with Brad Slaughter trying to lead the way. Trader trying to block. He really can't make it. Here comes Cameron Hearn to the outside, going for the lead. Weissart trying to go below the yellow line. Can't do that. Boy, they are slicing and dicing up here, boy.
Hogan gets kicked out. Hogan's going to drop back because he gets kicked out in the middle there.
Cameron Hearn leading the top line, but here comes Drew Trader on the bottom with David Weissart pushing.
Looks like they're going to get that white flag here, boys.
White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Daytona, presented by One to Go Studios. Cameron Hearn leading with Brad Slaughter in second. That outside line is coming.
3 wide in that middle coming around through the chute. Oh, my goodness.
corner
Oh, and there
turn.
he goes, the wrecking in the back. A massive crash on the final lap of the Area 500. We see
And it ain't
5,
gonna
6
stop.
cars. They are still wrecking coming out of turn 2. But still, Cameron Hearn leads with Brad Slaughter pushing him down the backstretch and into turn 3 for the final time.
And when does Brad move? When does Brad tip Cameron out of the way? You can see he's all over him. What's he going to do? More
They're
crashing.
wrecking.
There goes
Look where
Schrader.
they are. They're wrecking in the back. Here
He's
comes
on the
Slaughter
outside.
They're going to be
Slaughter.
side by side for
Slaughter.
the win.
Oh,
Coming
what
on
a
to the
move.
tri-oval. Down
Oh.
in the grass.
Oh,
Coming
who
on.
got it?
It's gonna be Brad Slaughter winning the Area 500 in an unbelievable finish. Cameron Hearn tried to pass him in the grass. He couldn't do it. Brad Slaughter timed it perfect on the outside, coming out of turn 4 and stealing it from Cameron Hearn right at the very end.
Finally called one, boys. Woohoo!
Well, but in the booth we had 1-2 at least.
Yeah, we did. In the booth, 1-2, and I'm not sure who Hunter picked, but I'm sure he's still out
picked
there.
somebody not to worry about. That's what he was.
Yeah.
So.
That's exactly right.
He's like, I didn't want to make anybody
Utter
upset. So.
chaos.
I'd like to see
utter
that
chaos
slow-mo.
on
Yeah.
That last lap was just utter chaos.
Yep.
And Brad Slaughter just manifested that win.
Look at this craziness. This is from the start.
Yeah, so this is a replay of the final lap. They absolutely junked it in the back, but right here, Brad Slaughter just got a massive push. He would not let go of that bumper of Cameron Hearn, and really, these guys in the back didn't know what to do. They were wrecking each other for third.
It's this move coming off of 4 that is just he pushes. He's on his tail to make Cameron slide left, right. And then all of a sudden, boom, he slides off the back of that, comes around the side. What a move that was.
Now, you saw Cameron Hearn dive it in the grass. It is legal to go below the double yellow line. So if that actually worked for Cameron Hearn, if he pulled that off, that would have been an ultimate classic right there. But nonetheless, it still is. Brad Slaughter, what a drive, what a victory for the number 88. He started on the pole, and he finishes in first.
Just a phenomenal move. Waited to the last minute. I said this guy knows how to drive big tracks. He knows how to drive big tracks. What a win for the 88. And Mom is shouting out. A couple others are shouting out, of course. Someone gave out a shout out to Brian Dixon. Let me tell you, Brian Dixon had a good run. Finished in 7th out of 44 cars. So yeah, good job, Brian Dixon, in the 03 car.
We'll go ahead and bring up our race winner, Brad Slaughter. See if we can try and get him up here. Here we go. We got Area 500 winner, Brad Slaughter. Brad, this is Hunter, Harold, and Ken in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, baby. How about that? That was awesome.
Well, we saw you led the first lap and thought, you decided you had enough, drop to the back. But that second half of the race, you were up there battling it out. And then the last lap happened. Take us through that last lap.
Yeah, I really wasn't expecting that to happen there. It's been pretty hard to break away just 2 cars all day. Obviously, the tandem works pretty good, but that was the first time that we'd really seen 2 cars just get away from the whole field, and I just wasn't lifting, man. I was just laying into camera, and I was gonna just stay in it until it either blew up or something was gonna happen there. But wow, I can't even believe that just happened, man. That's awesome. That's what a race. What a race.
I would like to say that your friend in the booth, Ken Cushy, called you, brother, from the beginning. I picked you. Nice job. Nice driving. That last move, it looked like what you were trying to do is stay on his bumper, make him spin back and forth. You slid off him, took that right side. Hell of a move, man. Nice job, Brad.
No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, that side draft is a lot of fun to use here. I was trying to utilize that a little bit to slow that bottom lane down when they were getting runs there, and I watched a couple of races. I've seen a couple guys use that move. I haven't. That's honestly the first time I've done it myself, and just had to time it out perfectly. I almost did it too early. I almost gave him enough time to get my quarter, but the run, I just barely cleared him there. I just that was a great race by Cameron too, man. I love racing that guy. We have some incredible battles, and that's just another one to add to the book. So great race to Cameron. My teammate Boyd right there in third, his first run with the team. He drove a great race. All of our Elwood Designs guys drove a hell of a race. So
Sure did.
man, that was a lot of fun. Woo!
I'm speechless. That last lap was just utter chaos. They wrecked for fifth behind and wadded them up big. And then we saw you just push Hearn out front. Then we saw the move and we thought that there was going to be a wreck. Then we saw Hearn try to make the pass in the grass at a last-second dive bomb. It just didn't work, and you made it stick. Unbelievable finish. Congratulations on winning the Area 500. Are there any shout-outs you'd like to give out before you go?
Absolutely. I got to see a bunch of people in the Twitch chat and a bunch of friends and family in there. So appreciate all you guys tuning in and watching.
The Twitch chat was rooting for you.
You had mom, grandparents, you had it all.
I see that. And I appreciate everybody watching, man. That's so cool. So thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you for you guys putting on the broadcast. I want to thank all my sponsors, Reaper Speed Lab, Lumar, Roderick Racing Designs. We got Rhino on the car. We can't thank all of my Elwood Designs guys enough, man. Team owner Alan, I'm sure he's happy. I told him earlier today. I told him I was coming to lead every lap, but I guess I should have told him I was going to lead the first and the last lap. I guess that's probably what I should have told him.
It doesn't matter as long as you're taking the checkered, baby.
That's right, man. But yeah, thank you so much to everybody who puts it on. Jacob for putting this race on, man. That's so much fun. I was looking forward to this for a long time, and man, that's a blast. That was so much fun.
All right, well, we'll let you go celebrate that win. Congrats once again.
Yep.
Woo! Thank you, boys.
Right, that was your race winner, Brad Slaughter. Now we'll bring up second place driver Cameron Hearn. Cameron, this is Hunter, Harold, and Ken in the booth. Got a copy?
I got you.
All right, Cam. I called Cam to win this thing.
You did. So,
so between the two, me and Ken, we picked 1-2. I just was on the other side of it, man. You were trying everything. It was the opposite of the wall. You tried the grass.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew I was kind of a sitting duck because he was pushing me the whole time, and I was trying to figure out which way he would go coming off 4, and I kind of guessed wrong. He went high, and then we made a little bit of contact, and that really slowed me down compared to his car. But Brad's real fast at these tracks, and he knows how to work the draft to a T, and it kind of showed it at that last restart. But we had to break away. And most people, I think, would have tried to pass me sooner, but Brad did it perfectly, so it kind of made it a 1-2 race. One of us was going to win it. So, but all in all, start of the season, second place finish. That's good momentum going to next week.
Yeah, last year it seemed like deja vu all over again. Last year, 500, you were leading coming out of 4, and then they passed you coming out of turn 4 and down the straightaway. Oh,
man, I think leading, your only chance is making super aggressive blocks and chancing taking yourself out or the guy behind you out. And I tried to block them, but I tried to make sure we both finished the race at the same time. But like I said, I'm just up front too early. I need to wait to the last lap to make a move. But I was on the outside and had a good run. Had to stay with it.
Everyone made their move on the last lap. They wrecked for 5th back in turn 1, and then as you guys were rolling through 3 and 4, they started wrecking for 3rd. So I couldn't have even imagined what would have happened if you two were to spin coming out of the final corner. Utter chaos. But nonetheless, still a good result. Second place finish. Good way to start the season here. Any shout-outs you'd like to give out before you go?
Yeah, well, thank you guys for the broadcast, CNC Logging, Lead Entertainment. Also, my new team. I'm looking forward to things coming this season. Just a shout out to all the guys. I think we had a full field tonight, which is awesome. Yeah. Just look forward to going into a different racetrack next week, having a little bit different strategy. I think we're running full fuel this year, so that definitely changes what we did last year and a new car. But all in all, coming out of here, pretty much a clean car, coming in second. Just happy with it. Also give a shout to my dad, my wife, and everybody else watching. Huge shout out to Brad. We're on a different team this year, but Brad's, like I said, he's one of the best out here. So he kind of faded back, but he knows how to stay out of trouble, keep his nose clean, and work the draft. And he kind of showed it tonight. So hats off to him. Looking forward to the rest of the week. Maybe getting one spot better.
Hey, before you go, and I know they want to kick you out real quick, but before you go, I had to say something to you. I'm suggesting that maybe, Cameron, you're really good at wall, you're really good at grass. Try just driving sideways and see if someone can push you across the line.
Yeah,
That's going to block it. You know what I'm saying? It's a bigger block.
Yeah, I think I needed maybe a John Deere or some
Yeah.
kind of sponsor too. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, it's great race, Big.
I'll use that when you go to Talladega. All right. So
There you
if I do that, you know, you taught me.
That'll work. Well, great job. Appreciate you. Just want to jump in and say,
I appreciate it. You guys do an awesome job. I listened to it the whole race. I appreciate everything you guys do.
Yeah, man.
All right, we'll see Cameron Hearn later on in the season. For now, we finished the second, and we'll bring up our third place finisher, Boyd Hogan, in the number 96. Boyd, this is Hunter, Harold, and Ken in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Honestly, we had no clue who was getting third. They wrecked for fifth in turn 1, and then they wrecked for third in turn 3 and 4. So take us through that last lap, man. I mean, it was just utter chaos all around.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was, on the flight to the back. Honestly, I tried making a move, I think, through the middle there, and didn't have much help. And then Alan Bellacino just came up and gave me a hell of a run, and that got me back clear of the bottom. I was gonna pop back up in front of him, and I thought we had a chance at making a run, but obviously everybody decided to tear some equipment up instead. So yeah, I mean, Dominic, I felt like if we could have got paired up there down the back, that might have given us a shot at least getting closer to Cameron and Brad. But that was third was about the ceiling, I guess.
Let's say not too bad for a rookie. New part of the Elwood Design Esports team. Got 3 rookies on there amongst yourselves. Take us through what this finish is going to do for not only you in general, but for the team as well.
Oh, I think it's going to be good for the team because I mean, Brad won, so that's good for the team championship. Yep. And then I'm assuming third's pretty good. And I don't know. I think everybody else they had some bad luck. I had to hang DeLonte. I feel terrible about it. He had a bunch of damage there when he popped up. I could have kept DeLonte up there a little higher, I think. But I got to thank him and Mr. Elwood there for getting me as part of the program in the league here. Everybody at Legacy Esports, Reaper Speed Lab, Elwood's Designs, dude, he's got some badass paints. I was checking some of them out last week.
Oh yeah. Yours is a good looking.
Oh man,
good
he
looking
does some
car
awesome
right
work.
now. Yeah,
I appreciate that, man. That's Luis Salmaso. That's the one who did that. I haven't got one of Allen's with it, but I'm looking for one. I got a message him. But yeah, thanks to those guys for having me be part of it, and hopefully we can get a few more podiums this year, and appreciate you guys putting on the show you did. It was a blast, honestly. Had a good time.
It was even more of a blast up here. I was basically jumping out of my seat. Ken, I don't know about you if you were jumping or not, but that last lap, like I said, utter chaos, and had no clue who finished third. We know who finished first and second, didn't know who finished third. Turned out to be Boyd Hogan, part of Elwood Design Esports. Congrats on the finish. Have a good night.
Yep, great job.
Man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that was third place finisher Boyd Hogan, but we'll take a look at the rest of your finishing results here tonight for
this ought to be interesting.
The Area 500. I mean, quite literally did not know who finished from third on back, so this is going to be a shock to some of us.
Yep.
Brad Slaughter getting the win in a close finish with Cameron Hearn. Boyd Hogan getting third. Dominic DeLeo fourth. Rounding out the top 5 is Drew Trader. And we got Eli Green, Brian Dixon finishing 7th. Forrest Smith, Ryan Swan getting a solid top 10, and Shane Williamson. I did see him running in third through 3 and 4, but he was caught up in the accident very late.
Absolutely. Number 11 in 11th place, Chris Seidenfod and Taylor Sifford. It's Sifford. I think it said Sifford. I'm sorry. Anyways, I butchered it. Travis Beckner, there he is in 13th. So family, if you're listening, 13th is where he finished. Brian Wasserman in 14th. Gary Lewis, Randy Bechtel. Garrett Heath, Alan Ballacino, we were talking about him just a moment ago. Nick Johnston and Dwayne Culberson rounds out the top 20.
And then 21st, we got Jeremy Horn with Paul Irvin, Rafe Slate. Well, such a shame for him. He was having a solid run. It seemed like he was in the top 10 every time we got a chance to look at them.
Yep.
Rhett Nichols, also another one that really turned it on very late. David Weissart, he restarted third, ended up finishing 25th. Rough finish for him. Ryan Hart's 26th, Tyler Nichols 27th, James Scioli 28th, Jacob Bell 29th, and Justin Wilson rounding out the top 30.
On 31, Dan Miglin, Delonte Ballard in 32nd, Jake Nichols, Mark Patterson in 34th, Matthew Robinson, who had just crazy time today, in 35th, Adam Capps in 36th, Garrett Grant 37th, Ed Robertson, also a crazy time, Shane Wolf in 39th, and then Michael Larch in 40th. I'll finish it out. Will Davis in 41st, Matt Alverson in 42nd, Jordan Martin 43rd, and then Jay Perkins in 44th.
And we'll take a look at our Elwood Designs race recap for you. Brad Slaughter getting the win, leading only 3 laps. He led the first one. Don't know where he led the second one, but he led the last one. And that was the most important one. So we had 7 yellows at the Area 500 for 21 laps, 44 drivers in the field, quite a large number. And the fastest lap went to Shane Wilson in the 53 with a 45.719. Ken, Harold, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Well, I was going to say, Dom DeLeo, top 5 tonight. I mean, he was fighting the whole time. So great Area 500. Maybe we're going to see some big things from Dom and see what kind of practice he did on the off season. But I'm pretty impressed for a guy who's only had the racing wheel for a short amount of time with the iRacing system.
No doubt. I'm with you on that. I guess a couple other, I was really impressed with a lot of the rookies tonight to finish in the top 15, as many of them as they did. And especially with Boyd up there finishing in 3rd as the top rookie. But no, it's a great start. Hunter, you did a great job fighting through the technical difficulties, and I know everybody appreciated listening tonight. But no, great start. Tomorrow night is going to be utter chaos. You know it. I know it. And that big hairy guy is going to be handing out something tomorrow night. I can just feel it.
I was going to say, Harold did a better job than all of us. I mean, Ken, you did a
Probably
good job
right.
too, but Harold did the best. I mean, he got it figured out, and we had our ticker back, and everything was smooth sailing from about lap 34 onward. So we really appreciate that. And like you mentioned, Tuesday night, the CNC Logging Truck Series will be taking on Daytona for their season opener. And then Thursday night, the Lodge Box Series will be taking on Daytona for their season opener as well. You can find Ken Kushwa and Dylan Young on the call tomorrow. And then we'll find Jacob Bell and myself, Hunter Sleppy, in the booth Thursday night. And Harold will be in as well. From everyone up here to executive producer Harold Darner and Ken Kushwa, I am Hunter Sleppy saying so long, and we'll see you later.
What an exciting race brought to you by Wendigo Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Thank you to all our sponsors, drivers, and viewers. We'll see you at the next turn.